start the recording here too. All right, so here's what I do for this stuff. It is, there's a few different ways I make it. The quick way to make it is with milk, but let me go over the basic ingredients of it. Take a tablespoon of instant coffee, tablespoon of sugar. I usually bring it down to half a tablespoon, if not a teaspoon, which is a third of a tablespoon, simply because I don't like it overly sweet. You then take 1 tablespoon of like the hottest water you can get from a sink. I haven't tried boiling it yet, but that's bad. You then dump it in. You then whisk the hell out of it till it becomes a light brown, like thick liquid. To the point like you can put the whisk up and the peak like kind of stiffens over, but it stays. And then if you're rushing it, you just put in milk and then you whisk it together. If you want a really, really good version of it, what I would recommend is condensed milk in the ratio of half condensed milk, half regular milk. And that's when you get like the real sweetness of what it's supposed to be. But usually I just put it in milk just to make it quick. But I didn't feel like opening a can of condensed, so. My meaty palms doxed. Aw. Only meaty because I was grilling stuff today for dinner. It's nice. Falcon says, look at Bluefor, he's scared. Well, he's on Bluefor. Oh, is it because Scandy's also on Bluefor and he doesn't want to get shot? I mean, I see Scandy on Bluefor. I see the 29th on Bluefor. I see Give Me Your Milk on Bluefor. He will not get it. Second MRB is also on Bluefor. And then he is one of the suppressed shooters with Naders being the sniper. All right, and then 1RW also on Bluefor. That's not a bad roster. And he's confused now, too. If no one takes X-Ray, he's allowed to take it, so... Lamau. But either way, that's what I do to keep me awake. Yeah, match hasn't even started. I think Barb's still having tech issues. I'll repaste the multi for him. But I'm trying to think what else here. This is generally what I drink. Usually 4 FNF. I want to say I have this about 2 or 3 times a week. Again, usually for FNF, but if I need to stay up till like 4 a.m. to work on shit like I am going to do tonight, I'm going to basically finish setting up the video front log to a permanent state. And then hammer out MCO, hammer out the next pay for pain documentation. I'll probably end it on that tonight. Checkpoint RP got pushed back again. Unfortunately, I haven't announced it yet, but I'll try to finish that over the weekend. And then I have to do an announcement video just for the YouTube update, yachty stuff. Gonna go ahead and write the NA section on my sticky note, because I always, this is what I do. I'll write the timestamps down for everything that happens in the recording. And then they'll go back to those timestamps and edit them out, and it's just helps me get them done a lot more quickly. Hey, Barb, you good?
Just about.
Ooh, your mic is fucked.
Mic is fucked?
Yeah, your mic's, it's like it's not plugged in all the way or something. I'm only getting, like, you partially. Caffeinate.
Check.
I don't know what it is, but it's something weird. Quick question about Ops and TSP. How noob friendly is it? Dale's, I'm going to be honest, it's a lot better than it used to be. We used to have a lot of elitism in that community, but I'll be honest, a lot of the elitism people left. So now it's a lot more friendly. And people like me will jump down other people's throats if new people ask questions and then they get like made fun of. I will. I know in the RUF op last Tuesday, someone asked a question someone else made a joke about, and I literally jumped down. It was Hazmat that made the joke too. I jumped down his throat doing, dude, shut the fuck up. Because we have a rule. It's an unspoken rule, but people do like to rag on each other. That's just how TSB works, but we try not to do it to anyone new. Because it's more of a, you know, if people know each other, they rag on each other. But if you're brand new, we try to make sure that the new people aren't ragged on because they might get the wrong idea. But it helps keep that casual atmosphere until contact starts, and then people snap back at attention, you know? But anyway, let me get rid of the goat cam. And hopefully Barb will fix himself. Don, thank you for hitting that prediction there. And we are in the round, so, you good, Barb?
Not quite.
Yeah, your mic's still having a weird issue. I'm sorry about that, bro.
Nah, thank you for telling me. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yep, righto. Do you want me to speak over comms? Because I'm going to go over the round information and stuff if you started streaming. Otherwise, I'll keep quiet.
I'm still on my intro. You can do your thing. I'll let you know if I can get this fixed.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even understand a word of that. I'm sorry to say, bro. Anyway, I alienated people because of the bully? What do you mean by that, Yasuhiro? But I appreciate it, Don. Anyway, that's good to hear since I literally dust off the game, haven't played for about 2.5 years. Yeah, Dale's, a lot has changed. But anyway, let me cover this round and then we'll talk about stuff like that. So, give me one moment. We're going to go over the mission briefing. So, I'm going to try to mimic Dream's comedic voice, or I don't even know how to call it, the movie voice. So, here's my best run. Ready? In a background where the Cossack conflict continues. Nope, still screwed. After the Russians' Pyrrhic victory taking the Ukrainian FOB, they have rested and gathered reinforcements for their assault on the United Air Force airfield. Wait, U.S. Armed Forces airfield to the north of their new position. Area of Operations, Ukrainian Cossack, Conflict Part 2. Note, Opfor fortifications have been disabled. I would still suggest packing some explosives, though. Mission rules. If it seems like you shouldn't be on top of something, it's probably because you shouldn't be on top of that thing. That's a note because G-Legs was on top of... I think they're using the same compound, right? Yeah. So G-Legs got up here. He wasn't supposed to be up there. Ooh, they left the Huey because this landed last time right here, remember? That's a really nice continuity thing that they added. I like that. So they still have these two positions. Basically, the U.S. is going to be doing a counterattack. They also left the BTR Rex in place as well. That's really cool because they're trying to make a campaign for the scenario. So I do appreciate that they left some of these vehicles here. They also blew out parts of the towers that were destroyed last time. That is so cool for making a campaign. I mean, it makes total sense, right? That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. I do like that idea. But regardless, let's go over our mission info. So Bluefor, I believe, are the attackers here. No, they're the defenders. My bad. So Opfor are the attackers. We're going to go ahead and look at their unit information here. So it's just the EMR camo. Loadout's going to be AK-74s with your standard Russian stuff. So RPKs, PKPs, RPG-26s, the T-5000 sniper rifle with the AKS with 45 round mags, or the AS Val for the two recon shooters. One is Falcon, one is another guy. And then aviation, either get the submachine gun, the PP-2000, or the AKS-74, which is the carbine version of the AK. Nothing on the CSW, no data for assets because there's no vehicle assets. I'm going to quickly just go over Bluefor's gear. Actually, let me look at map settings. So they did say originally they were supposed to give thermobaric rockets to Opfor, but I think they pulled that out last second. So Bluefor and Opfor have similar MAT protocols here. So Bluefor get a Maz with just AT rounds and an RPG with an AT but mostly HE rounds. And then Opfor get AT rounds but also an RPG with AT and HE rounds. And notice that they get a little more AT than HE. More AT than Bluefor's. But that's just more of a balancing concern. But Bluefor's stuff, uniform, is going to, I think, be the Ukrainian stuff again. Yep. They're going to basically get a mix of AK-74s and M4A1s, so 5.56 and 5.45, RPKs, PKPs, T-5000, you know, pretty much a mirror match, except they're adding an M4A1 in place of some of the AK-74s. So that is nice to see, but otherwise, let's go ahead and look at our roster. We don't actually have a lot to go over this round because they don't have any assets, but it's going to be Jib Style leading the attack with Bacon-flavored Ivan as his platoon medic. Kabaya is going to be leading the X-Ray group with Tiger and Spiky being the 2IC and medic respectively. Lolo taking the sniper rifle with Sam taking an AS Val and Seismo also taking an AS Val. I'm going to be honest, I would have probably gone for the AKSs in this round as well, because the AS Val is a much better short-range weapon compared to the AK-74. simply because the 45-round magazine with the range of the AKS would kind of outperform the AS Val, because the AS Val drops off after a few hundred meters, and, well, these are really open areas here on the Bluefor AO. I think they also added a runway here, but it's glitching out on the floor because they accidentally lowered it a little too much, so that's funny to see. But I think that's Finn jumping around. Yep. Yes, he is. He's now glitching the heck out because he's doing the enhanced movement circle glitch, which I sometimes like to show off. But I think the AKS would have been a better choice, but we'll look at Bluefor stuff later. Regardless, Vagrant going to be leading for Alpha with Rav, Green Shade, Bayant, Chow, Chaos Twins, Captain Arcane, who is on the multi, by the way, Mimi, and Rinse and Repeat. Noteworthy there is Bayant with a PKP. He's a very good player. I would say one of, if not the best player within FNF, so we'll see what he's able to solo pull in Alpha HQ. Night Owl, aka Mr. Sexy Voice, leading Bravo with Shepard, Eric, Muniz, Kablooey Face, I always butcher his name, Banks, and Daff under Bravo 1. Bravo 2 has Artisan Despo, Shrimp 2, Space Cowboy Carl, Otta, Korvac, and QSX. Some of these guys play in OFCRA as well. I always find that noteworthy because I believe if you play in multiple different communities, you get multiple different perspectives, and you're able to be a better Arma player overall. Charlie HQ seems to just be all of Charlie merged into one group. So we've got Chadwick, Jake B, SBD, Doubt Centurion, Iron, Johnny, Doubtless, Jens, Ryu, Hive Noon, Sharp, Booga, Bacon, and Zeus. Interesting range of names there. A lot of them new, though, which is great to see, at least for the EU in today's NA branch. A lot of new faces in, and I hope they stick around for quite a while, because it's always great to see, or great to have new blood within any PvP event, because it brings in new people, new ideas, new strategies, and it keeps things fresh. And that is why I like covering this stuff. We got 10 Lopes, Solid, Sacramento, Dareth, Zombies, and Waldo under Delta 2. Bravo HQ soloed by Mountain and then Kiri and Hamad in two separate groups under Alpha. I think that's just a roster glitch because people have merged together, so they just haven't joined the merged groups yet. Looking over at Bluefor, we got Pierce commanding. He is one of the guys in FNF that commands all the time. Wouldn't say the top commander out there, but he has his good mix of wins and losses. Thomas being his 2 IC. We got Wise taking the X-Ray group with Naders, and Falcon, I believe, being the suppressed shooters. Let me check Naders. He might be the marksman, actually. Yep, so he's the marksman. Ilbanek being the actual team leader here, because he has the symbol in his name. So does that mean Wise is the other suppressed shooter? No, he is going to be the TL because he's got the grenade launcher. So Falcon, I think, is going to be the only suppressed shooter here, and he is rocking the AKS. Yep. Again, I would make that call because he gets the 45-round magazines. He gets the range where the AS Val would otherwise drop off after a few hundred meters. So he'll be able to kind of outperform his Opfor counterparts, in my opinion. The only areas I think the AS Val would be of good use are the forests, but again, this AO is just too open, and I don't see Recon pushing in and hitting these objectives themselves. They're going to be on the outskirts and picking off from afar with these open hills. So good call on there by Falcon. Otherwise, Alpha HQ led by Anderson, head honcho of the NA branch for FNF. We got Cosmonaut, Poe, Miller, Cyrus Wheaton. As I said before we got into the round, we have second MRB, 29th ID, all the Milsim and semi-Milsim communities under Bluefor right now, as well as Scandi Recon. So you're going to see names like Bridges, Warwick, Wiki, Cool. Then Give Me Your Milk, Loki, and Patriot there, I think, from a different community. But Nielsen, Montgomery, Carlson, these are all really good players, mind you. I'd say the above-average breed. And then we've got members of Scandi here under Delta 1 and Delta 2. One thing I have noticed, though, I'm not seeing any Papega player bleed over from the EU branch. And they had a massive representation in EU today, and they were kicking a lot of ass in rounds 1 and 2. So, be curious to see what we see with a pretty good roster on Bluefor, mind you, but Opfor have the number advantage. So, betting-wise, I'd say Bluefor, again, has the stronger roster, but Opfor has the number advantage. Opfor has the top player in FNF, I would say, and they have a lot of new faces, which could make or break them, to be perfectly honest. We'll just have to see how things go. But regardless, I don't know. G-Leg saying he'd be in, but his internet's down. That is unfortunate, man. I know Barb is having some tech issues, unfortunately, but we'll have to see how things go. One more thing I do want to look at, and I do want to start covering this a bit more often, is maximum view distance 650 meters. So that's going to really limit any of the marksmen in the squads or any of the snipers on either side. And another thing I wish we got under the Bluefor stuff for the loadout info, I wish we saw what the marksman rifle was. Because sometimes we see Opfor rocking an SVD, Bluefor rocking a Mark 11, and we don't see that covered here in the weapon breakdown similar to everyone else. And I will try my best to show you guys an example. Let's go ahead and look at Alpha here. Yeah, so Cyrus, for example, he has an SVD. That's not on the loadout information, but they usually do get marksman rifle. So it's usually the Mark 11 or the SVD. Sometimes it is a Mark 14 if it's a green 4 faction. And I think that's it. I think I've seen a bolt action 7.62 by 51 or 54 rifle a few times, but that's over the course of a few months. So we'll see how things go. But anyway, that is it for the round. We still have 5 minutes before things begin. I hope Barb can fix his tech issues. But yes, I would like to hear what you were saying. I do see that you were mocking me afterward just to bully me, but they didn't like that I was ragging on others. They felt bad and couldn't enjoy my content because what? I was ragging other people? I mean, here's the deal. I've resigned to myself that regardless of what I do while I make missions, I'm never going to be able to please anyone. So I just do what I know the player base is capable of handling. So, for example, RUF Ops, I do a lot of remote controlling and shooting people simply because they are at a level at this point where I can't really do anything else to stop them. So the only way to really make it difficult is to get behind people, shoot them in the back of the head to knock them out, to kind of slow them down, but there's no way I can outright stop them unless I literally start trying to kill everyone vindictively, but there's no fun in that. Especially for the player base, and that's the main focus. But there's other ops where I don't really touch the remote control at all, just because I know the player base either doesn't like that type of stuff, or if I literally pop 2 people's heads, the entire op goes downhill. And I can think of one community at least where that is a thing, but I just do whatever I feel is necessary, and if people don't like it, well, they don't have to watch or play, so. Yadda. They can go find another Zeus that uploads as often as me. Oh, wait. There isn't one. Well, there are people out there. Digby, Remy, Rubik's Raptor. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen Rubik's Raptor touch a Zeus interface. And Remy doesn't really touch one either, but people do. I do like watching other Zeuses.
Here?
Yeah. Try again.
Hi.
Yeah, is it your packet loss?
Wait, is it happening again?
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking... 1 second.
Hold on. Yeah, you're not having any packet loss. So I have no idea what to tell you.
How about now?
No, you just... It sounds like you have heavy packet loss, to be honest, but you don't have any. So, I mean, just speak a sentence.
The fucking...
Yes, whatever you just did. Whatever you just did. Yes.
That's good?
Yes,
Okay.
that's good.
Alright, whatever. It's some virtual audio cable driver something or other.
Gotcha,
Some software
yep.
thing that's some reason it's fucking up.
That's unfortunate.
So, how much have I missed?
Not really much. Just a matter of Bluefor has Scandi and a lot of the Milsim communities. Opfor has a lot of new people, but some new mixed in with the old. It's infantry only. Opfor has a 10% numbers advantage. They said that they were going to have thermobaric rockets, but they took that away last second. Both sides have HE rockets, though. It's a 3-ad sector with a little bit of custom buildup on the airfield. However, the mission maker lowered the air or the runway he made a bit too low to the point it's doing that texture glitch thing because it's sharing the same space as the actual ground, so flying over it gets a little messy. It just says you got disconnected from the server.
Yeah, that froze at some point, so
Gotcha.
I'll have to
Alright.
relaunch. Nothing's
you're
going
fine.
well for me tonight.
Sorry to hear that, bro, but Yeah, just infantry only. You're not going to miss much because it's still going to take them like 10 minutes to get into position too. So take your time. Yeah, so saying your voice mod virtual audio cable probably shit the bed. So
something like that. But when I through the local monitor, like through voice mod, it's fine. So I don't know. But hey, as long as it works now.
I know there was a Windows update over the past few days. Maybe that screwed it, because I know the Windows updates would always murder my virtual audio cables, which is why I don't use them anymore. So
this literally just happened like right now. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It just happens. It sucks. Sharky.
Otherwise, round has begun. Barb just mentioned a shark, so I think he just got eaten by one. Hopefully, he'll be back in time for the rest of the round. I know, I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Thank you.
So both sides are actually pushing units out. Bluefor pushing units out in all directions. Opfor looks like they're going for a more unified approach, but based off of the vectors the units are going, we'll probably see a pincer maneuver from the south and the west, but Bluefor also pushing units down this way. Now, if these vectors continue, Opfor could then basically pick off some of these isolated groups, punch through them, and defeat Bluefor in detail, which basically means Bluefor separates themselves so much to the point Opfor only has to defeat smaller groups of enemies compared to what the Bluefor's total strength is. And by getting those firefights and having easier times of just steamrolling smaller groups, they'll eventually steamroll everyone. Thus, you defeat an opponent in detail by engaging those smaller groups or smaller parts of the army instead of the entire army at once. Usually you see it done in terminology with a smaller force attacking a bigger force, but it can really go either way, and we see that happen a lot in FNF, and that usually does screw over an entire side because of the positioning of units. But I get why Bluefor is doing this, because they don't know where Opfor is going to come from. But at the same time, if there's no vehicles, all you really need to do is just put out your scout team, put them in a wide berth, and then find where the main opponent's lines are, and then redeploy your infantry accordingly to halt those forces. Bluefor doesn't really have a lot of room to do stage defense lines either, and pullbacks because of all the open area here. But it looks like Alpha for Opfor is taking fire by Bluefor Alpha.
Yeah,
that's Cosmonaut
going out.
But I think we're just going to see a push basically from the town into the airfield. So we'll see how that goes. With this map, it's just going to be a lot of forest and open fighting. Bluefor weren't allowed to make fortifications, but they can always dig trenches as well as utilize some of these wrecks that are all around. So we'll just see how things go.
Yeah, Cosmonaut throwing some really good GLs over towards Red 4 Alpha. So much they're popping smoke to try and give themselves some concealment just between the shooter and them.
So they're my chat saying your hertz are mismatched in your audio control panel for voice meter.
Chibi made a really good pun saying that it really hurt. It really hurts to hear him to hear me talk through that.
Amazing. Yep.
And then people started complaining about the pun, and he said, well, I think it was a pretty sound pun.
Wow.
Like, he's doing good. He's doing well.
Carrie's in my channel. He's part of Opfor for Alpha, and he's just said, just my luck. Jesus. Because he's the first one to die, and just that obscure firefight as Alpha now for Bluefor just pulled back to a secondary position. Oh, that's gotta suck, Carrie. Sorry to hear that, bro.
It's actually, like, really interesting how this is developed in this early part of the game. Like, this is a pretty decent lineup. I think Bluefor really are in a good position here.
So
they just lined up the defenses 1-to-1.
Yep. The only issue here is Opfor has the significant number advantage because Bluefor's only been able to do this with about half of their force. So now instead of a 10% numbers advantage, Opfor in this specific fight is going to enjoy pretty much a 30 to 40% number advantage across the board, which it's really going to be putting pressure on the Bluefor players to perform and get really high KDs before they themselves go down to even have a chance at evening these odds.
Well, they do say that for a frontal assault, you want about a 3-to-1 ratio of soldiers attacking versus defending. So for it to be a 2-to-1, might not be. It is definitely an advantage. Don't get me wrong, but statistically, it should be something that Bluefor is able to overcome. Well, whether they're actually going to overcome it is another thing entirely. That requires coordination. Whatever assets they have, you said that both sides have those HE rockets, so that could be a real game changer, especially with how close a lot of Red 4 is grouping together, moving through this city. If whoever's Mac gets eyes on a good cluster of Red 4, that could take down a good 3 or 4 and wound another 5 or 6 if he's lucky. That's how close these guys are sticking together.
Speaking of, we do have Iander on the westernmost group. I believe it's going to be Scandia Recon I'm seeing here who are doing this aggressive charge into the town to attack Opfor's left flank and pretty much pin those forces before they can develop more into the town. I am seeing Opfor units going down, or at least getting unconscious here. We do see that it's a mix of not just Delta, but also X-Ray members. And this Grenadier attack is actually forcing Opfor to pull out of this area and actually pull south. Interesting. So Scandia aggression doing really well for them, but I'm wondering if this main force is now going to go up the town and potentially overwhelm Scandia, because this is a lot of force to push up here. But if anyone can turn the tide, it would be Scandia with some trick plays from explosives and Iander with HE rockets.
Yeah, we've already seen Scandia get up on the roofs of some of these buildings. If they were to get up on this roof of this green and red building right by the bus station with great eyes down the main road going through town, and that'd be an amazing crossfire for either the marksman or the machine gunner or the rocket man, Iander, with those HE rockets. Now a lot of them have already crossed the road though, so they're going to need to be careful. But if they do spot them, they would have good angles on them if Red 4 just charged through that open field. So it's just a matter of...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's a matter of Scandia being told this information from the surrounding elements and coordinating with them. But go ahead.
So Scandia's only worry right now is now getting flanked from the east as they pursue targets to the south. Opfor does have the time and manpower to close onto Scandia and take them out.
Yeah, and he just went down to a nice shot from Red 4 X-ray lead, Kabaya there. Great shot.
I'm a little worried about Opfor's Alpha because now they're going into a position where a lot of Bluefor are around to fire on their position, so they could potentially get cut off as the rest of Opfor sweep this town to try to eliminate this one element. So we just saw a barrage. That was Iceberg, who I guess has joined Scandia for the NA branch tonight. Firing down, gets a second kill with that PKP. And he's going for more.
Yanni as well. This could be an issue. This is going to draw some attention.
Nemesis coming up close, getting to a firefight with Boga, takes him out, quickly tries to pull away as he's under fire from Sharp, manages to get away. Both of them trading grenades. Boga's unfortunately going right next to his buddy, or Sharp throwing one on his buddy. He gets crippled by that nade.
2 grenades right on top of Boga Sugar.
Oh, and Nemesis gets taken out by some marksman rifle shots by Johnny. Here's the issue with Scandia. They are very good at going in and flanking opponents here, but if there's too many opponents to flank, they'll, in their flanking maneuver, just run into more bad guys head on and get taken out. So that is what I was worried about with this major Opfor force coming up from the southeast, and we are starting to see a few Scandia elements get cut down because of it. Now, I know Scandia is very aggressive with these types of plays, though. I doubt we're going to see them pull back in this type of scenario. You still have NAFs running around to the south trying to find the rest of where that Opfor force went. Iander is with that formation. He's in the back line, though.
Yeah, he was bringing up the rear as well as the rest of Scandia pushed into this town.
Sorry, I got nailed,
I don't know if it's
broski.
the alcohol slowing him down or if that's by design.
I do see Dobbs working on Yanni here, but Opfor is starting to push around. Now we do have Nafs, though. He is running around. He might catch these 2 Opfor guys out of position here. They're looking away. Could walk right on top of them. But I think he's seen some other elements moving back into the town. Scandia is now in a bit of trouble. Looks like they are doing a pullback maneuver here. That's going to leave.
Another Bluefor go down over by Nafs. Nafs is pretty much cut off, and so is Dobbs and Yanni.
So now with this force right here, you still have Alpha pinned in the other side, but that's going to prevent Bluefor from sending any units further because of that Opfor Alpha element there. So these guys are pretty much on their own. If the rest of Scandi wants to pull back, they are going to have to pop some pretty significant smoke grenade presence here and pull them back. But I just saw Iceberg get another kill as he is spraying down. Opfor gets a second kill right there, too. That's at least 4 confirmed kills for Iceberg as he is now pulling away, really utilizing these open areas to his advantage.
That big 7.62x54 round of the PKP coming into work here. Very nice. More of a MMG than an LMG, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely an MMG.
It's nice. Oh, and Iander does have the RPG-7 ready. He's looking downhill.
He's got an HE rocket loaded too. He's waiting for a good opportunity to use that.
Right at Banks' position. If Banks stands up, or if Iander, well, he's looked away from it now.
Yep.
And hopefully he doesn't backblast Whiplash.
I'm a little worried because over to the west uphill, you do have another Opfor element coming in.
I think Iander might have spotted something. No, not quite. That grass just getting in the way, barely.
They're definitely looking for that opportunity, but Scandi is out of maneuver room, and they don't have a lot of good positions here. They could easily get encircled on this one spot. The trick is going to be if they're able to take out enough Opfor to make the difference.
Oh, here we go. We're going to have a bit of contact here as Cats.
Yeah, he's going to spot that one guy for Bravo HQ. Starts engaging.
You got to spam down one of that.
Takes out one.
On the wall. That chimney.
Yeah, that chimney giving him a little blind spot there, but also hiding him from potentially getting shot at from that other angle.
That's a perfect piece of cover for that that corner. But not from that angle.
Yeah, that's the west I was worried about.
Yeah,
Iander now going to check that direction. He's got to be careful. But you got 10 loops and Waldo flanking from the force. That's a good call.
He's looking in the direction that contact was called. Probably
yeah, it's too far, too high up in my opinion, though. Naf's completely out of position back here on this tree. I don't know what he's waiting for.
He was part of that really forward group that went out, and he's the only survivor, but he needs to pull back to Dobbs, who's still working on Yeti.
Another guy knocked out by Iceberg. That is 5. Grenades landing right on that rooftop where Cats was taken out.
Yep.
And Dobbs is still working on Yanni. You see Iander now taking fire from the north and west here, as they now are trying to pull away. Now Scandi's only option is to push back deeper into the town now that they're getting cut off from the forest element, and you're starting to see them make that maneuver. But a lot of that Opfor force, it's really lost its cohesion in terms of movement. Now we're starting to see them rally and push up, but we need to see people like Nafs now come in and try to get these flanks done.
A lot more Red 4 pushing through to the northwest of Krasnostav. They're really trying to organize and take out the rest of Scandi. I don't know if maybe they check the dog tags or something, but once they start recognizing who's fighting them.
Iceberg suppressing. Iander has that RPG loaded. Great HE shot. He takes out the rest of the guys back here.
Jeez, yeah, that's one.
Despo flanking them from the rear, though. He gets a double kill, and it's just down to Iceberg now. As
shots came from.
Yep, Despo double taps Iander there, and Iander disconnects. Oh,
savior there. Whiplash helping out Iceberg. Wasn't really aware.
I didn't even know Whiplash was right there, to be honest. He blended in so well. Iceberg now firing into the tree line there. Gets another knockout and a kill.
Man, of course Whiplash knows how to use nature to his advantage.
Another knockout. Iceberg on a roll here as he's racking up these kills.
Oh, that huge group, essentially another squad of Red 4s charging into this side of town. I think his days are numbered.
Yanni, Dobbs just got found and taken out, unfortunately. He was still doing medical to Yanni. I think all eyes are going to go to Iceberg at this rate. He is in a little cubby area doing some quick medical. But Opfor's entire cohesion has pretty much evaporated, and looking at the numbers now, it's looking a little more even in the long run. I think Scandi has kind of done it here in terms of evening everything out.
Yeah, the
Bluefor GC is not dead. He's still all the way back there. Opfor GC is still alive. Iceberg taking fire from the wood line there. He's going to come around.
Ice got another.
He's going to run right into this guy. Takes him out.
He's a medic, too.
Free medical. Whiplash also starting to fold in. But Iceberg, he needs to be quick on the move here. He's got a lot of dudes in this town. That's, I think, his like 8th or 9th kill, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe even 10th. He got another one up on that hill.
Ooh, cuts through the building just before. Yep.
Oh, but he's on the chase. Oh, direction. Oh, you gotta love it.
Yep.
You gotta love it.
Iceberg finds someone else, takes him out.
That's gonna leave Whiplash.
Whiplash running around. He's trying to run away. I think he got 1 kill there, and there's someone trying to follow him.
Yeah, it's the same person.
Iceberg just turned around, fired up the street. Oh, and he finally gets taken out by Shrimp. Shrimp fried
Whiplash.
Iceberg's rice.
Whiplash takes down Shirley.
Gets another one. Dude, Scandy's racking up the kills, mainly Iceberg, but good God. I mean, again, I think Iceberg got in the double digits there for kills. Like, that was great to see. He had multiple double kills, multiple single pickoffs. But, I mean, other than Curie in Alpha, I'll give a skull count as... I mean, we still have Nafs, and Nafs came around on the western side. He's popping grenades right on top of Sacramento's position.
Yeah, this is Red Fort Delta 2. It's been decimated now. Only a few of them still remaining, and 2 of them up way up at the peak of this mountain. That's going to be Spiky and Lolo. Lolo going to be the sniper, actually, for Red Fort X-Ray.
All right, so I'm going to quickly go over. So this was all Delta 2. So Nemesis, Iceberg, Cats, Nafs, Dobbs, Yanni, and Whiplash were the element on the far left here. Now, X-Ray was in here. So Kabaya, Tiger, and Sam have died. I know Bant, Rinse and Repeat, and Carrie were over to the south there, so I'm not going to consider them. But we have Doubt dead in town, Johnny dead in town, Jen's dead in town, Booga dead in town. I'm actually going to do a head count. So that's 3 in X-Ray. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Also consider some of these guys might have died to Southern things, so I'll check body position. So, I won't count Doubt because I don't think Iceberg got him.
Naps gets taken out finally, but
So-
Whiplash is a sole survivor and causes
I know he at least got Gens, though. So maybe he did get Doubt, too. Actually, no, he did get Doubt. This was the first double kill Iceberg got. So that's 3, 4, 5. Not Doubtless, he just died. 6 for Gens, 7 for Booga, 8 for 10, 9 for Sold, 10 for Waldo, 11 for Korvac, 12 for Artisan, 13 for QSX, 14 for Eric, because he charged up. This was the second one he got. 15 for Daff, 16 for Night Owl, and 17 for Muniz. So that's 17 kills between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, and Whiplash is still kicking.
Yeah.
So they went 10 kills above their 7. So that's... Here's the really crazy thing about it, guys. That is a usual round for Scandy. That is how they perform on the average. And that's what's really terrifying. They are the community within Friday Night Fights that gets the highest kill counts. Closely followed by Pepega, but Pepega usually doesn't play both branches and has full of a force.
I think someone is at my door. I will be right back.
All right. See, now you have Whiplash. He's making his way to Platoon HQ as well. Oh, he could snipe Platoon HQ. He could hit Jib and Bacon if he continues on that vector, which would just add to Scandy's kill count. And just looking at the rest of Opfor, I mean, Opfor's pretty decimated here. Bluefor was sending some forces over to flank. Let me guess, is that Falcon? Nope, that's Maz and Wise flanking around on the side. Falcon is far behind, but he has been ordered to go. But I don't think Opfor now have the numbers to win because of what Scandy just did. And I've been saying this: Scandy in an urban environment or a suburban environment, give them the room and they will do work. I think the command structure for Opfor was fine. They did a great job of trying to take the town, but they were fighting a force that is literally trained to do its best work in an environment like this. So I will admit, Yanni didn't do too much. Most of those kills were from Iceberg, to be perfectly honest. But Whiplash got a few good licks in. Iander got a few good licks in with that HE rocket. Nafs was getting a few good licks in. And I mean, Whiplash could keep going. I think he's just stuck on medical, but if he goes down here, we could see that 17-man kill count increase, and I will keep track of it. Otherwise, Alpha 1 is flanked over. We saw one lone Opfor guy. He is now down. The force that was going to come up and overwatch the hill, as I think the main Opfor force was going to push from this direction. This force flank on the side. That's all falling apart because, well, they lost 17 men in this town to a group of drunk Scandinavians. So, I mean, looking at the alpha flank here, I mean, most of these guys are down or dying right now. They're only, I think, at 50% strength at most. Looking at the roster, below 50% actually, and they've lost some of their heavy hitters like Bay. Now we have to see Whiplash continue on, possibly go up to where the fighting is. He could get behind some opponents, take them out. That 4-man Bluefor group's still going. But, I mean, this has been a great example of why we consider Scandi one of the best communities out there.
Send in Goat Team
Once again,
6
proving their worth.
now.
Mizzard, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this round of FNF. Exactly, BJ. They play like a bunch of drunk casual players too. That's the thing. But Whiplash here. This is probably the most dangerous scenario you can be in if you are on Opfor's side, having a few individual players that know how to capitalize on a situation like this. It's just a matter of can Whiplash maneuver to where Opfor is and start picking them off from behind. His brain self-destructing? Why? Did he get picked off? No. I see. Yeah, he's just going the wrong directions here. Poor Falcon. All right, so this Op4 group, still some Bluefor over here. One of them just got knocked out. You hear the gunshots, right? So they were hit by someone shooting up there as he was crawling up to the top of that barn. Oh, Whiplash! Jib didn't see him. I think he heard him, though. He heard the footsteps through the rain. Oh, Whiplash is in trouble because Platoon HQ is about to walk right on top of him. No! He did get a kill, though, so 18. 18 kills total for 7 deaths of Scandi. So, I mean, again, just taking the ratio there. All right, so you got Give Me Your Milk running in here with the PKP. He's got another guy, another PKP gunner who had to morphing himself Patriot. Yeah, I know. You saw Opfor come in getting shot at by another Opfor guy because they were confused who the shooter was. These two are now suppressing down here to try to pick off more guys. Specifically, I think that's both of them just blind firing. Most are done by Patriot as Opfor's now coming up on top of that position. I'm going to be honest, Opfor still has a slight chance, but based off of the open areas they're going to have to push through, I don't think they've got this, to be perfectly honest. Bolt, interesting. Bolt is, I know that name. He's one of the guys I talk to here and there. He's been in quite a few different communities. Sorry, that's just me personally moonlighting there. This Bluefor force down to 3. We've got Shepard over there. Sparky going on her own. And Falcon, I think, is just really confused right now. He's just triple timing back and forth. I don't even know what Falcon's thinking. But yeah, Opfor trying to push up with what remains. Explosive going off. Didn't get anyone. See a little bit of blood, though, so maybe it did some... Oh, yeah, no, it did some damage. Rave Master getting knocked out as another explosive trap goes off, further halting Opfor's advance. Now, Bluefor, I think, are going to use that to get away. You can either use explosive traps for 2 reasons when you detonate as Opfor's come in. You can either then immediately force a counterattack, or you can use the distraction to pull back. Using it as a counterattack is really risky, and I would almost always never recommend it unless you have direct eyes to see the effect of your explosives. Usually just use them to pull back instead. Got some long-range bombardment from Space Cowboy Carl there.
Keep it, but remember to breath, man. You've been busting your puppy.
No, not my puppy, no! Oh, Deuce, thanks for the resub, my man. I do speak fast about this. There's just so much you gotta cover, you know? So I try to keep all that going, but thank you for reminding me to breathe. Thanks so much for the resub. Hope you enjoyed the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. Yes, so Whiplash was able to get one more kill before he was taken out, which brings the final number to 7 deaths, 18 kills for that entire group. So, good job overall. They almost got their own guys to friendly fire their own commander because it was Platoon HQ that got him because he just happened to open fire. Whiplash happened to open fire as I think it's Jib style commander was near him, so he walked up to where Whiplash was, but then Opfor started shooting at Jib, thinking he was the guy shooting at him. But overall, I don't think Opfor's got this. They've just lost too many numbers. They're too disorganized. Even though they still have their ground commander up, there's just no one to really receive those orders because I don't see any of the squad leaders alive other than Zeus.
I know I watched Bravo and Charlie for Red 4 leads die. So let's actually take a look. Yeah, Alpha lead's dead as well. Charlie lead. Actually, there is Zeus. He's still up. So I think he's like the only one.
I saw that. Yeah, the only one with the
LR.
slash in his name that could potentially have an LR. But
Yeah.
it wasn't just in the town where Opfor lost a lot of guys. They pushed some guys further back, and that one Alpha 1 for Bluefor element on the northern forest took some guys out. Alpha 1 for Opfor, when they went into those few buildings towards the east, immediately got shot at from like 4 different Bluefor positions. And then the southern part of the town, or excuse me, in our orientation, the eastern part of the town started skirmishing off with forces to the northeast and started taking heavy casualties. Mainly as they and Alpha to the south also tried to push in with a smoke charge. They were quickly repelled. And now it's just a matter of everyone, like, I don't think Bluefor has enough, or excuse me, Opfor has enough to keep things going.
No,
Falcon
they
is...
don't have the personnel or the organization to do so. So we do see some small-scale organization,
What's the
but...
Falcon doing?
What is the Falcon doing? Let us investigate this.
Yeah, you tell me. What the Falcon doing?
Where is he?
So apparently the C-130, it's the texture that has the dirt on it, and apparently the dirt is glitching Falcon out. And now him and Ilbenek are flying. What the Falcon and Ilbenek doing? And he shoots at the C-130.
Understandable. I thought he could fly, though. I'm surprised he didn't.
Well, he was. He just didn't want to fly too hard, because I don't think he knows how to land. Alright, Cosmonaut just took a magazine over his head. His shooter was Space Cowboy Carl. Looks like Carl got hit a few times. We see a lot of blood splatter there, so he's going to quickly start to bandage. Korvac, you probably should if it's 4 a.m. Bouncing his hind legs, yeah, right? We also saw some explosive traps knock a few people out as Opfor pushed in, but looking at the numbers, looking at how separated
good.
Opfor itself is...
Yeah, I've seen Patriot and Norris both out there as demolition guys, as well as Cool Breeze. So they're all watching these approaches. Probably have their
great play by
charges marked
Cosmonaut.
either somewhere in the tree line or among the buildings.
Cosmonaut pushed down to the barn buildings. He found Carl bandaging, took him out with a few shots. Now it is only Shrimp in this compound. Shrimp's a really good player, though. If he waits Cosmonaut, he could pick him off. But he might just not be at the right angle. I think
No, I'm watching his angle.
Cosmonaut just saw Shrimp through the partially broken window. And now Shrimp's going to slowly push out.
He spotted one up in the trees. Good burst. Takes him down with a nice burst of about 100 meters or so. 150.
Cosmonaut hit him in the arms a few times. But now with that... Oh, he gets a great head...
trade.
Oh!
A little bit of lag there, but a good trade.
That was a really small amount of area to get that headshot on, though. Again, Shrimp really good at getting those headshots and those angles.
Yeah, really good fried rice he just made.
We're going to keep making that damn joke, I swear
It's
to
so
God.
stupid.
It's such
I
a
love
good
it.
joke, though.
You gotta love it.
Has anyone died at the airfield? I don't think so. Because, again, Bluefor's kept the fighting off of the airfield. Now we're starting to see... I mean, look at all these shooters from the
maybe
airfield
some
here.
sentries or something, or some of these people who are taking these defensive positions. I'm sure one or two might have gotten domed, but casualties would be minor, if
not
anything.
lice, you weirdo.
Speaking of which, Drake. Wow, that is impressive stuff there, Drake.
So, Bravo
on the-
2 for Bluefor is getting blue on blued.
That's pretty good.
Yep. Dark green versus tan. But tan looks green to Bluefor.
Oh, this is beautiful. I need you to look at the northwest side of Sector 1. Do you see Drake up on the tower?
Northwest of Sector 1. That would be... Okay.
And the big tower from Livonia. Oh, he just got up.
Sorry, I must have missed it.
Unfortunate. He was... I'll show you pictures later.
All right, thank you.
But yeah, at this point, Bluefor, very solid control over all their sectors. Outnumbering Red 4, I want to say like 2, maybe even 3 to 1.
2 to 3 to 1 or something.
Yeah, it's just, that's rough. So like I said, that those advantages, as far as numbers, in a full frontal assault like that, I mean, it just turns into a meat grinder. That's just warfare in general. So the fact that they really, I mean, they gave it a good effort, you know, to their credit, but the fact that they really went for that, and yeah, it didn't exactly work out for them.
Opfor's plan was solid. I already pointed that out. The one issue, though, is they didn't realize they were fighting a really powerful force, because Scandi is really good at doing guerrilla warfare style tactics in any jungle or suburban environment. So
Yeah,
only a
especially
small
in an
amount
environment like this.
of
Oh,
Opfor
perfect.
were engaging that force at any given time, so Scandi just started massacring them. And only when Opfor started finally surrounding Scandi did they start getting the kills on Scandi. Because it only took one guy to get in the right position right behind Scandi to start, you know, dealing that 2 kills. And then that disorganized what was left of Scandi, and they were able to slowly get picked off and not be an issue anymore. But it just goes to show, if you have a hostile force in a small AO like this and you have the number advantage, you need to really push your number advantage just to take them out ASAP. Because if you let them fester, they will deal a significant amount of damage. And even though Opfor had the number advantage in other places for certain firefights, Opfor then tried to cross the open fields with smoke concealment, and it blew up in their face. Both times they tried it, they took significant casualties, and that was it for them, really.
Bullets go through smoke really easily.
Yep.
Like, it's you know, better than charging through with nothing, but not by much. You want that to conceal your movements, not call it out.
So you got Wheaton with the marksman rifle trying to pick off Hive Noon. And he gets the pick off while he was in a tree. Holy shit.
Yeah, Wheaton up there, machine gunner, having picked up an SVD at some point. It's been trying to target
we got
these guys
Ilbenek
for
with
a while.
Falcon and Dog4. Not seeing Shepard and Banks over on the north. Slight out maneuver of each other. Opfor are down to, I think, 7 players with 1 unconscious. 2 unconscious, actually, so 9 total, but I doubt those 2 uncons are going to wake back up. And they're fighting about 15 to 20 Bluefor.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
So
10,
how was your
11,
week, Liru?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's a third right there. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, about 24, 25. Weekend's good. Just working. And we're seeing more explosive traps going off to the south because Bluefor had more prepared. Just gonna spend the evening, do some more editing, get the front logs out, finish up the MCO documentation and the op, and then start prepping the pay for paint next weekend.
Yep, I'm really looking forward to that MCO. I swear the GM assets they just don't get
Korvac,
enough love. I know the application
do they
is
not have dog
fairly
tags with
limited
Ace?
to pretty much what you're doing or variations of that, but it is still a very fun and very well made CDLC. So I'm hoping to get one of the tank commander slots.
Yeah, weird.
Drive a T-55 through West Germany. Sounds pretty fun.
I know I did a test stop last week with tanks only. The players seem to really like
I saw
it.
part of that.
It's just the helicopter pilot was causing a few issues. But I didn't mulligan I mulliganed them because he. Didn't know what he was
Yeah,
doing,
that seemed
but-
more like a player issue
Yeah.
than a role or asset issue.
I used to punish the entire player base for it, but I realized like that's not the point. You know, if someone's just being silly in a certain slot, that just means people could maliciously do that and screw over everyone. So, you know, try to assess if they're being malicious or if they just don't know, and then go from there. Because you know, it's still like a casual scenario. People might not know the consequences of their actions, so I'm not going to punish them for it unless
Group
it's
punishment is against the Geneva Convention.
I'm only going to do it for certain ops where the stakes are pretty high in that regard. But we got a few Op4 guys trickling over to get the Sector 3. We see that's another Op4 group. 2 guys over to the northeast are getting engaged. And yes, the little parachute you see with that little thing under it, that is a Hunt IR round.
Oh yeah, they do have those now.
Basically a 40mm grenade that you fire up into the air, and it acts as a camera with regular and night vision. No thermals, though.
No thermals.
I think they have it for the team leads. There's the 15-minute warning.
And they actually,
other group was just
hit the
spotted.
parachute. Nice.
And yeah, you can shoot the parachute to make the round fall faster when it hits the ground, just despawns.
Good eyes on that Bluefor group spotting the Red 4 guys as they just peek around the back of this warehouse, or this hangar, excuse me.
So the only 2 people that haven't been spotted is Jib Style and Grav. Grav being on the easternmost side, Jib Style still staying on reserve as command. I don't know why. I don't think he can get into comms with anyone because no one has an LR at this point.
Banks is checking the planes,
here's Sam
seeing
too.
if
Nice.
they're potentially drivable or flyable.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm not criticizing. I absolutely would, even though neither of them have any guns on them. It'd still be funny. It's like how they get out of the place.
So Spiky just got a great pickoff on Patriot, knocking him unconscious from a great flanking, if not a rear attack.
Wakes back up though and is going to start to roll off the side of that hangar.
Spiky
More
going for the
shots.
kill. Isn't able to land it though.
Nope, not quite.
Let's give him a warm welcome.
Yep, so Bluefor know that Op4 is up in this position. We might see Montgomery attempt to breach in a moment. Falcon lead the charge on the northern group. Montgomery just saw that door open. If I was in Montgomery's shoes, I'd be tossing grenades in there and firing GLs. He might go for a breach instead. He's fired at by Dooley.
Yep. Good name.
Good grenade, but Dooley's going to immediately pull away. There is the grenade. That's going to hurt Bacon. Bacon, like, desynced away from it. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I think he definitely, he looks like he got hurt by that. He's already had some wounds, but looks like he got some more.
Now you got Spiky firing all the way at Montgomery from range.
Ooh, that is smoke. Gonna try and, I guess block off sight into there.
Falcon get into a CQC fight, runs into this building, quickly runs upstairs as Shepard now runs up to fight him, but Falcon gets knocked out.
Nice. But that grenades in FNF don't mix with buildings, well, I think it took a bit more damage. Wheaton getting a
And
nice
Falcon gets
spray
double
at
stabbed.
close range.
Falcon doing the stanky leg, and it looks like he's calling it for the night as his legs do the thing.
Wheaton now pushing up the stairs with a MP443.
Legs doing the thing.
Shepard gets a nice head eyes there.
Oh, I bet Falcon's pissed
And
too.
goes for the
That's
double,
why his
triple,
legs are doing
quadruple
that.
Tap, just to be safe.
Yep. Are you seeing Falcon's legs spazzing out at the northern side of the building? Like right under Wheaton right now, he's got the spazzy leg.
A little bit. They're just they're shaking and quaking.
Yeah.
It's me
Perfectly
after a
dancing.
good night. When Bloodwing gets the extra large strap on.
Oh, there goes Wheaton. Falcon, how are you in my chat kicking your legs at the same time? Falcon's mad because apparently Opfor had their comms and they gave Bluefor orders and forced Falcon's group to follow them, so they just got flanked.
Fucking
Restless leg
based.
syndrome. I know. It's okay, Falcon. Scandy got 18 kills before they died and pretty much saved it.
Yeah, they absolutely won that round for Bluefor. If anyone were to give them Where if any squad or unit were to be given commendations for this, it'd be Scandi.
Whew. Do the stanky leg.
Montgomery
I
breached
saw
in.
that, Falcon. You were pretty much doing nothing. Ivan gets hit, choke coming out the rear.
Bacon had literally just finished healing when Montgomery breached in and took him out. And down the hall, Julie is distracted, and it gets taken out by Montgomery.
More explosives going off. I'm pretty sure this is settled.
Yeah,
We just have Grav and Jib now.
Julie did get one before going down, so that is a bit of a sacrifice. But that is pretty much all of Red 4. Yeah, it's literally just Grav and Jib.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, buddy. Grav investigating the source of that gunfire. And now one of the planes appears to have exploded inside the hangar and is floating. I would say flying, but it's not moving. So this is a float. I don't think it's a float plane. Looks like Grav just ran past Carlson, who did not see him. Sablon appears to have spotted him and is actively ignoring him. Grav is now doing the friendly thing, getting fired upon now from across the airfield, and slowly pulling out his rifle, goes down. Oh, that's another shot to the back of the neck, but he's still alive somehow. And he is dead. And that just leaves Jib Style, who is sitting on his ass, quite literally. Now he's gonna push up to the barracks building. Oh, but here's Drake looking that way, a little tunnel visioned. His weapon is actually blocking off Jib Style from view. And Jib Style gets around the corner just in time, but Patriot definitely saw him. More shots coming in now as that previously friendly group is now no longer. And that is going to be the end of the round. Opfor is eliminated. Points to Bluefor. Well then.
Bluefor wins by elimination.
Yep, it was a worthy attempt. Grav was friendly for a little bit, and then he died. And then Jib Style wasn't friendly, and he died.
All right, Falcon. Have fun. Or don't. I don't know what you're trying to drink for, but yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see this load through. What's the arrow for? This is our recon. That's your render distance, isn't it? That's a big ouch. A group for Prairie Fire / Cold War
Iceberg
Mill
confirmed 10 kills. And he goes, yep, I can't top that, and calls it for the night with a lot of Scandi calling it for the night.
I'm stuck in a loading screen.
I am as well. I think admin just hasn't picked the next mission yet.
Makes sense.
Or servers hanging or something.
Bottle, I'll answer that in a second. Just give me a moment to get everything set up because we're in our intermission period. So
Yeah, Iceberg confirmed 10 kills and 18 total for Scandi.
Nice.
It's actually interesting to see Whiplash
Iceberg is mini avocado.
really take to Scandi like a fish to water.
Yeah, he's been slowly getting better and better. Like, he had some skill when he came in, but now we've been seeing him do some really, really great plays. I think Scandi's style and strategy has been rubbing off on him. He's been taking it quite well.
Yeah, Whiplash is, I think he did do a bunch of work with the development of SOG Prairie Fire, which, like with most mods, involves a lot of playtesting. So he is very familiar with Arma in general, and I know he's got some very excellent skills, as we see sometimes in FNF, and sometimes. Does he come around on Sundays with the SOG group? I want to say he's been there once or twice.
Oh yeah, no, he's been there occasionally.
Yeah, so he's very, very experienced player. So good to see him enjoying his time with Scanty.
Barb, I know you're a little out of armor right now, but can you think of any dedicated Prairie Fire DLC groups or like Cold War milsims? Honestly, on the top of my head, like a dedicated milsim, I can't think of any.
I actually do know on First Platoon. I met them when we did the charity 12-hour armor op that I fell asleep like 3 times in because I didn't have any sleep the night before. They stayed up the whole night. But yeah, they are a Vietnam and World War II specific milsim group. I think they do recruiting on like a class basis, like they do classes of people.
Do you have any way to get how to like get started with them? I got a guy asking for like a Prairie Fire / Cold War group.
I'll shoot you a invite link real quick.
All right.
I'll put it in TC.
Model, if you don't mind, how about this? Jump into my Discord, DM me, and then I'll send you what Barb's shooting me. Because otherwise,
also,
on top of that,
on Twitch, you can click on the name.
You're right. I could. I could do that instead.
Probably simpler.
Yeah. I'm just lonely on Discord, you know. But in terms of like Cold War and Prairie Fire, you'd probably have to go to like Reddit Find Unit or the official Arma 3 Discord to look for something niche like that. Because I don't know of any specific groups. Like, I don't mean to shill for my own group, but once in a while in TSB, we'll do Prairie Fire stuff. We'll do Cold War stuff.
You don't mean to. That's all you ever do.
Well, I would assume like then other groups like Icarus, Katie and XX, they like all the, you know, YouTuber groups would, you know, occasionally do stuff like that. But again, you're basing it off of what basically the Zeuses or mission makers in those communities are in the mood to run. But if you're like a dedicated group would then be your best bet if that's what you specifically want to play. But again, that's the tough part is finding it. But let me... Yeah, I don't know why they haven't selected a mission yet. I think they're
I was just
bugging out.
thinking about that.
So yeah, just hit me with that over... Oh, okay, I see where you sent it. Oh, apparently I have to use the Whisper window, so I have to go do this in Teams, Twitch. So actually it would be easier to do it through Discord, but here.
You mind if I shield for something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in 2 weeks and 1 day from now, on the 26th, I'm planning a kind of a bigger kind of birthday stream for myself. So, if people are interested in something like that, it's going to be a lot of VR stuff, a bunch of Arma as well. AFI is doing a TVT that day. Whale's doing some Millennial Hideout stuff, his little Zeus group. And then, yeah, some VR stuff, maybe some Cursed Halo multiplayer if we can get enough people with Master Chief Collection. I know you have it, right?
Yep, so originally I was going to do Checkpoint RP that day. I decided to move it. Instead, I'm going to be covering a Czech groups op. It's a joint group with
Different
a bunch of Czech
checkpoint.
communities. Yeah, right? But otherwise, for most of that day, I should be free. So if you want to shoot me a message on what you're doing, I'll come and chill for a bit.
Yeah, I'm still finalizing like what all we're going to do and when, just because I want to try and think it through and plan out a bit. Like, I don't want a bunch of VR back to back to back, because then people are just going to get sick of it.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'll shoot you that sometime this weekend is when I'm planning on getting that out.
Yeah, I saw Iceberg.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of people.
I don't know where the second
Say
round
they
is.
should be able to do that. Will's gonna come in for a while. Emzikov said he'd be down to
Nice.
come around.
Main mod pack is pretty big
Oh, and then
for
I
TSB
also got my
Dales.
stuff finalized for the
It's like 20 or no.
what was the
Like 50 or
TSB
60
Europe
gigs.
meetup.
Yeah.
But yeah, things have finally been finalized in that, and I got my flight booked and everything, and gonna spend a week in Germany beforehand, and then that nice little weekend with everyone.
Yeah, right up.
Finally have something to look forward to.
Have fun.
I
60 or
hopefully
80
will.
gigs, yeah. It's meaty, but it lets us cover
It's
like
actually only in
everything
3 months.
from post-Vietnam to modern day and even some advanced stuff.
I'm gonna message
105
someone because I
gigs,
don't know
good
what the
God,
hell
I'm
is
sorry, Dales.
happening.
Here, I'll jump down real quick.
Blame me.
Real quick, just to tell the streamers what's going on. What's going on?
Somebody broke the server, but it's fixed. Just rejoin.
Cool.
Oh,
I totally.
Awesome. server do poof. All right, well, time to push this up. Where's my stock image?
well, that's interesting. I've never heard that
Rejoin
one
the
before.
server.
Yeah, I've already done it. I was down there in the room with you.
Woo! Yeah, Iceberg, I saw that. I'm gonna be honest, I think our mod sets are getting a little too girthy in TSB, but yeah, we'll see. Alright. Now I finally have everything up, so I am going to run a few ads because I use that time to switch over commands. So if you're subbed, you won't see anything, but if you aren't subbed, consider getting a subscription so you don't have to see the ad. So BRB. Alright. NA2. An destroy objective on Ruha. Green 4 is attacking 2 Opfor objectives. Cool, this is round 2. 2 Opfor. Green 4 has a 10% numbers advantage. A BRDM, 2 UAZ Dishkas. And support, while Opfor has a BTR 80, 2 Dishkas. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead, take a copy of that, save that under NA2 for my personal document, and then we go to the map command, change that to Ruha. And I think I'm going to keep walking the park going, because I'm too lazy to change it. Good goats. Good goat. Anyway. Cool. So now we just chill and relax here. But yeah, no, Iceberg. 10 kills last round. That's pretty good, man. Keep it up. I think we covered every single one, to be honest. Yeah, Dallas, I'm going to be honest, though. You don't want to put mods on HHDs. You want to put them on SSDs if you can, because it really does help with the load time. Another issue is I don't have control of TSB anymore because I relinquished my administration just to Zeus there because I didn't want to keep dealing with the damn drama. But now I don't have as much control over everything as I used to. But I know for a fact they're going to constantly keep adding shit over the course of the next few years, so we'll see what we can do. But that's just to keep the range of everything going. And although they're coming out with another mod set too for some other stuff, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about that one. I know I put something in the sci-fi channel that we're not allowed to talk about right now because I'm keeping it under wraps for the moment. I think I showed it off in one of my streams the other day, just as a bit of a tease, but we'll see a YouTube video come out with it later. Hold up, who is messaging me on Discord? All right. Can partner Twitch streamers watch? So, good clarifying question. Night Owl just asked me, can people partnered on Twitch still watch YouTube live streams? And the answer is yes, because there's no way in hell Twitch would be able to track how I watch YouTube. I know for a fact in the partnership agreement, we are not allowed to stream on any other platform. But I think in the fine print, it's only if you stream with your, like, the Lance Corporal Liru entity is allowed to stream on, or excuse me, it's not allowed to stream on anything else. I think you individually, if you have another account with a different alias, are allowed to still stream on other places, but it can't be linked to the other account. They might have changed that, though. So, I mean, I know when I signed that agreement like 4 years ago, that's what the fine print said, because I had to make sure my hub account wouldn't cause any issues. Wink! But regardless. Yes, the fun things for Cusco. Cusco's fun things. The things specifically made for fun for Cusco, yes. Oh my gosh. Dante does an amazing impression of Kronk and, you know, every other character he plays because he can imitate that voice. So he also does Joe Swanson and everyone else he's played. I always find it funny to find, you know, people who do a lot of voice acting work and then find all their voices in various shows. And when you hear a character speak, you point and go, hey, it's that guy's voice. Nice. Alrighty. Smack the shit out of my sister for drugging me. Deuce, I think you have other problems there at that point. I'm not gonna say anything. Alright. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do after this stream is I'm gonna focus on some editing. Maybe we'll have a late night random Rock and Stone. Actually, no, we're probably not gonna have another stream tonight. I'm gonna just double down on editing instead. And we'll go from there. The Toy Goat needs to have a vest with little Aper's Mine dispensers attached to it. I mean, there is some room back here for a nice Aper's Mine dispenser mine. And if you, like, look at a goat model, I like to put the Aper's Mine dispenser mine, so it's like, you know, the side of it has the mine. But it kind of, like, satchels on. But maybe if we ever make enough money, we'll make something silly like that. Alright, otherwise, round is starting. I think I'm still only going to cover round 2 and just take the rest of the night off to work on other stuff because, well, I have a lot of stuff to work on. So we'll raid Barb and let him cover round 3 solo. Alright. Oh my gosh, an engine site. Holy shit, I haven't seen an engine link in forever. Back in the Minecraft days and all that other crazy bollocks. Alright, we'll see how things go. I've been looking for the wrong person on Discord. I thought it was Liru. Yeah, no, Model, if you're looking on their Discord, then I don't know who would contact in that group, because that's a recommendation by Barb. I actually don't know of that community at all. So, I don't know, buddy. But I hope you find what you're looking for. I always hope people find what they're looking for in Arma 3. Because, I mean, those groups are happy to have people, and people are happy to play what they want to play. You know, it's all part of the system. Alright, round's beginning. Alright, Barb, you there?
I am here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, I'm going to cover the briefing. Ready?
Go for it.
Background. After Putin's death. Oh, shit, that actually happened? The world's going to hell if that's happened. After Putin's death, Russia went into chaos and subsequently split into two factions.
Like
the pro-EU and the pro-China side. While the pro-China side government managed to take control, the EU-backed government decided to take what they believe is theirs by force. This caused civil war to break out, and the first battle of the Civil War was a rebel surprise attack on an airfield controlled by the military. Area of operations: a lot of trees, big forests, limited hills, mostly flat ground. Objective split by the airfield. Note, it's a nice day to get attacked by some rebels. No additional mission-specific rules. game mode is cache destruction. Opfor will be defending 2 caches as Green 4 tries to destroy them. You can mag dump them. You can use explosives, AT, hit them with vehicle-based weaponry.
Yeah, because that's not DM technically. Oh wait, no, I thought hit them with vehicles. You could have just said that.
So you can't. Yeah, well. So we've seen in the past people drive vehicles up to the cache and det the vehicles, thus destroying the caches as well, which is funny when they do that. But I don't know if that's punishable, but whatever.
I feel,
All right, so.
I don't know.
Real quick, interesting note, Green 4 attack can get HE rockets, but Op 4 only get AT rockets. Interesting.
No?
What do you mean?
Green 4 Matt has 1 AT and 1 HE.
That's what did I say Op 4 has HE? My bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Maybe
Green 4 have HE and AT, where Op 4 only have AT.
Yes.
That little thin rocket you see on the right of the other rocket is the HE one.
Yeah, the skinny penis one.
Skinny penis. Cool. All right. Op 4 are going to be rocking Russian Spetsnaz Gorka kits. Their loadout's going to be AK-74 based. Recon having the T-5000, and the choice of the AKS Val. AKS Val. Good God. The AKS or the Val. This terrain, I would actually recommend the Val, simply because it's going to be really CQC-ish with the forests here. The only area of long range is going to be the airfield itself. But with these roaming hills and the tree lines here, I would recommend the AKS, but I can also see if people want to take the 45 round mags for the, excuse me, I'd recommend the Val, but if people want the 45 round magazines for the AKS, they would also take those as well. But the Val at this short of a range will have the stopping power necessary to just do a lot of damage. Otherwise, looking back at the roster here, that's really it. Just, you know, Op 4 based stuff that we've seen time and time again. Op 4 getting 2 Dishkas and a BTR 80. Green 4 with the uniforms. They get the Yugoslavian kits for the Civil War, interestingly enough. You want to go over the rest for loadout and assets?
Yeah, sure. So they're going to be using, like I said, Yugoslavian assets. So essentially those are just 7.62 AKs, the M70 and the M92, both 7.62 by 39. So a bit punchier than 5.45, but we have this discussion all the time. But I think it's a bit worse against defeating armor. But shoot enough bullets and it doesn't matter either way. The 2 machine guns, M84 is 7.62 by 54, and the FN Mag is 7.62 by 51. So both machine guns for Green 4 are going to be the very heavy-hitting MMGs. RBR M80 for the LAT is actually really nice now. I got that buff a while back and is really good. The sight on it is very clear, and I think in lighting like this, where it's kind of sun is low in the sky, it's going to be very good for target acquisition and aiming. Recon is going to, the sniper is going to have an M24 SWS and 7.62 NATO. M14 or an M92 are available for the guards, I guess you could say. I don't know if they get suppressors on either of those. I would hope
they
so.
do. They do for Recon. Recon's always going to be suppressed for those shooters.
That's what I figured, but it just didn't show on the icons. Otherwise, the assets they have, Green 4 has a BRDM2, and that crew is going to have either a Scorpion, which I would not take because the other option is an M92. So they have a couple options there at least. As for those assets, though, they have 2 UAZs with a Dishcom turret, 3 transport UAZs, 4 gas transport trucks, which can hold, I think, like 12 or so, 12 or 15.
14.
14. And then that BRDM2 with a 14.5mm main gun and a 7.62 by 54 coaxial machine gun to go alongside it.
So one thing that the loadouts don't point out, which I want to quickly take a note, I know Op 4 is going to have the SVD for their marksman. I believe Green 4 is going to have the M76. And yep, they do. So Carlson, for example, under Alpha 1, has an M76 with a PSO scope. Both are 7.62 by 54. So
yeah, that actually isn't
marksman shots
mentioned in the loadouts.
I wish they would, because that's kind of like snuck in. But now that they do have like a dedicated sniper, quote unquote, as the X-ray guy, they put a marksman in every squad now with that magnified weapon. So
it's good to know what they are. And yeah, that may look like a just regular AK, but is actually 7.62 by 54.
Yeah. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look at the roster. So Mountain is going to be commanding Green 4 with bacon-flavored Ivan as his 2IC. Kiri taking the medical slot. Kabaya being the X-Ray team lead. Tiger being the 2IC. Lolo being the platoon medic. Sam taking the M24 sniper rifle. Daft Queefs, he's going to go in with a suppressed Mark 14. And Spiky also, I'm calling him Queefs. Spiky RP taking the other suppressed Mark 14. What were their options again? I know it's Ron. I'm sorry. I don't do well with words like that. They had the choice of an M92 or a Mark 14. Honestly, since both are by 54, I would have gone with the M92 instead, because 30-round magazine of 7.62. And well, actually no, the M.
Wait, what?
No, no. I'm Ron. I would have gone with the 14 then, because the 14 is by 51 and the M92 is by 39.
There you go.
So the 54
there
is the better round. Yep. Either way. Nielsen being Alpha HQ lead. He's got Wells, Drake, Saban, Herb, Carlson, Montgomery, and Lee, which I believe are second MRB players. Sholin, Norris, Cholt, Bolts, Dribab, and Eagle, QSX, 29th players with some fill-ins like Bolt and QSX. Jib Style even Bravo HQ, with Bravo 1 having Blam and only Blam. I'm curious, what role did he take? Looks like he just took a standard rifleman role. In that regard, but Eric leading Bravo 2 with Shepard, Banks, Grav, Snatch Goblin, and Ash. Charlie HQ being led by 10 Lopez with, I'm not even trying to say that, so I'm going to say Sold instead. Charlie 1 has Rinse and Repeat Haman and 2 members of the 82nd Cab, which is, I think, C and then Airborne, but I don't know what the C stands for. Maybe Combat Airborne? I don't know. But Delta HQ has Artisan leading with Waldo, Space Cowboy, Carl, Korvac, Night Owl, aka Mr. Sexy Boy, Zombies, Viridiarth, and Shrimp who fries rice.
Very good rice.
Very good
Andrew's
rice.
coming back.
Yep, which means he'll be with whatever Scandy players are playing. I didn't see any Scandy players on Green 4, which means Vagrant commanding Opfor here. He is, I would say, one of, if not the best commander here, because he just takes it so often. He's got one of the best win-to-loss ratios on commanding in general, and he's a pretty good player overall. Bayan leading the X-Ray group, Dooley taking the T5000, Green Shay taking a suppressed AKS, and Chow taking an ASVAL. Again, for this terrain, I think either choice is a good choice. Pierce, not in charge of Alpha 2. Alpha 2 actually doesn't have a lead element here. So Pierce taking the MG, Thomas, as the AT, Coacnators, and Wise also in the group. Bravo HQ being led by Anderson, so more 29th ID guys. Though I think that's Ron. I think that's a different group, so I might be wrong there, but Anderson is the head honcho. We got Cosmonaut, Weekend, Give Me Your Milk, Loki, Lurch, and Patriot on the Bravo 1. Bravo 2 has Bridges, Warwick, Cyrus, Maz, Wiki, and Millers. Pretty good players there. Charlie HQ has just fused with everyone, so we have Chadwick, Hive, New Centurion, Jens, Deltas, Sharp, Bacon, Z, Stout, Ryu, Johnny, Jacob, Ravemaster, and Iron Stove. I don't see Scandy Recon players on either side. I think you're right. Both of them called it. Iander filling in under Bravo 1 with Blam as an AT gunner. So
Yep, he managed to find his RPG somehow. Even after being so late to slotting, he found an RPG.
no Scandy, no Falcon. So I would assume if people want to make player bets, they'd bet on Bay and Dooley. They would bet on Iander. But a lot of... I'd honestly bet on Shrimp, too. Shrimp is a very, very good player. Otherwise, yeah, it's kind of just a toss-up here. So let's look more in depth on the AO itself. The objectives. I mean, what are your thoughts on the objectives here, Barb?
So, taking a look at the north one, the cache itself is going to be somewhere in this area. We actually don't see exactly where it is on our end, but I'm assuming it's in the office build. Yep, it is in the first floor of the multi-story office complex.
Yep, in the corner.
Yep. So we already see some of them setting up on the roof. Cyrus and Chow looks like they might be digging trenches. Dooley, Bay, Patriot kind of getting out there. Would love to see some of the combat engineers hop over that fence and start planting some mines, get some highs from the top of the roof or from one of the hilltops adjacent to it, and watch for the approach, especially along that road. Watch out for a thunder run, because that's pretty much the only road that comes through this area. So if they were to mine that, that could be deadly.
So real quick, just to give a breakdown, Engineers are given a choice of 4 different items. They can take mines, which would be 2 tripwire HE mines and 2 tripwire flare mines. They can take AT mines, which I believe gives them either 2 or 3 AT mines, which will only go off against vehicles and tanks. They can take 4 explosive charges, which I think is a red herring because those charges almost never behave properly when they're thrown.
Yeah.
Or they can take 2 satchels, which in my opinion is always the best thing to take because they're very versatile if you know how to rock that weaponry. But continue.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely correct. Especially with those satchels against the BTRs or the BRDMs, very, very effective. At the very least, it'll blow all the tires off and turn it into essentially a pillbox that AT can then hit very easily, or it'll just blow the entire thing up, and then it's no longer a problem. But yeah, this northern objective, not too bad. You've got that fence perimeter all around. It's going to mean that they have to come. Green4 has to either come through the actual gate or bust down the wall with BTR, or I think they might be able to hop over it with enhanced movement, but that's kind of a risky play. As for the southern objective, right at the airfield on that south side by the hangars, is it in Sharp's building? Yes, it is, under the stairs there. So as a custom placed building, but gonna have decent eyes over the airfield. Seems like they're mostly defending that northern one and leaving that back one for commander as a fallback point.
I'm going to be honest, the northern one is a bit better because you got that entire compound.
Absolutely.
You have the little dips with the perimeter fence. You got the overwatch positions of not just the research buildings, but the office building, which will give you good eyes, but you got to make sure you don't linger in one spot for too long, otherwise you might get picked off. But
Yeah.
I would definitely say the northern objective is the better one. We've seen multiple AOs done in these this compound specifically. I can think of at least one other match. It was a while ago, like I want to say 8 months, give or take. But the defenders ended up losing just because there was too much territory for them to cover because they pushed out way too many guys. But considering the number counts here, considering the forces, considering the size of the AO, I think it would be better if Opfor were to just pick one of these 2 objectives and hold it. Maybe send out their BTR to go do some early harassment, but I mean, I think Green4 have a BRDM, which usually always trumps the BTR in speed because they have the same weaponry. It really could go either way at that point, but just sending the BTR up the MSR, for example, just to lock it down would be a smart choice.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. But no, you're absolutely right with that northern objective. The southern objective major downside is that southern approach. Oh, that very thick forest. You have a lot of rolling hills. Even though they're small, they do still provide a bit of defilade from the eyes, even from the rooftop of this hangar, were someone to get on top of there. It would be hard for them to spot through all the branches, through all the trees. So, yeah, defending that northern point. We even see now Jacob running away from that. So it looks like he might have booby-trapped that building, and when that gets destroyed, he'll set them off and hope to damage some nearby Bluefor guys, or Green4.
Green4. You're good.
But yeah, no, this northern area, perfect. Like you said, that perimeter fence, pretty much creating a nice border for all of them for all Red 4 to defend, and yeah, lots of open space for the approaches to the target building. So no matter what direction Green4 approaches, they're gonna get spotted out, or at the very least be at risk of getting spotted out. You see some. Oh, go ahead.
The one issue I have with Opfor though is Ruha has so many roaming hills, especially in the forest areas. It's not flat, so it's really easy to utilize those roaming hills to get up to where you need to go, and at least always have cover from an enemy that's engaging in front of you. And it leaves you a lot of room to not only do maneuvering, but pull back with smokes if you need to, if you find that a single entryway is too hot. So it's going to be really difficult for Opfor to lock down these areas around the base because of that factor. And I think that's why in the previous time this AO was run about 8 or 9 months ago, the defenders still lost, is because the attackers were able to come in, capitalizing on the surrounding territory, and just screw over the attackers. So we'll see what happens this time, but yeah.
Yeah, and wow, interestingly enough, looks like Green4 are staging to head north out of spawn as the mission gets started here.
Now,
there we go.
I want to detract for a little bit because I'm seeing a few people in my channel talk about like the proper ways to do things in, you know, like mil sims or in tactical games or whatnot. I'm going to give you some really, really simple points. Barb, if you will let me, just while we let both sides set up.
Wax
As
poetic.
Green 4 kind of looks like they're just going to go down the MSR here. They might try an elaborate flank to get on the actual MSR of the AO, then all the way south and try to hit the southern AO from the southern side. But that might just give us time to do this speaking. Here is what I would recommend if you really want to step up your game. The top 4 or 5 things I can think of, and I won't go over in any particular order, but this is what I do, and I found that by incorporating these, I tend to be a bit of a better player. Number 1, if you are moving, regardless of it's an open field, a CQC environment, whatever, and you start hearing gunshots, you hear bullets going over your head, anything, do not immediately look and try to find the enemy. Understand where the shots are coming from, and then run into a piece of cover in the direction of where those shots are coming from. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll turn and try to find the shooter. They'll go prone and try to look, but if they're getting shot at, that means they're already in the sight lines of whoever's shooting at them. And I know for like AI at a low level, you could probably, turn and immediately engage and win the firefight. But for PvP or really hardcore stuff, for certain games like Rainbow Six Siege, Ready or Not, usually that doesn't win you anything. So run to cover first and then make a decision to either try to peek the corner of the cover or pop smoke and disengage. It depends on the situation, but that is generally what you want to do. Real quick, I want to point out, BTR was taken by Opfor. It looks like they brought it closer to the airfield. If they pushed it up the MSR, they could have potentially caught some of Green 4 making that right turn, because it does look like they're going to go for an elaborate flank, which in this AO I do agree with, because Opfor is going to obviously prep for, a northern attack. But after a few minutes of no contact and X-Ray pushing up to the north for Opfor, they're going to figure something's up and probably redeploy their forces accordingly. But that would be the first thing I do. Scandy has no one on except for Iander, who is on Green 4. And even then, he was on Bravo, and now I don't see him. So, okay, so he joined up in the other group. So Scandy's not really playing tonight, so they just played round 1 for NA, and then I guess got off. They did a really good job, though. Why am I seeing a vehicle thrown?
Yep, I just saw that as well.
Okay, well, rest in peace, Opfor. They, I think, had a traffic jam. I'm seeing multiple wheels broken. And
Opfor or
Green 4? Green 4 has 2 dead.
Yes, and another one wounded, I saw.
3 dead, actually. So, Captain Arcane's dead, Zombie E Waffles is dead, and Dariath is dead. Multiple wounded as well. Probably had a traffic jam and cost a lot of vehicles their lives. We'll see what happens here.
More up at those UAZs, so it looks like a major collision, and that truck.
That's why you have adequate spacing in convoys.
Yeah, if you actually look from that intersection where the UAZs are, so it probably didn't brake in time and got flung through the trees. You see that down tree right there, probably hit that. Yeah. Careened through the rest of the trees and
3 kills to terrain. Yeah.
I mean,
welcome
honestly,
to
that's an
Friday Night Fights.
Throw.
Yeah, no, that distance.
That's let's see, that's a solid 115-ish meters. That's good. That's like T-72 tank turret pops,
clipping. Now, I wonder if X-Ray can spot that smoke billow and move in from it from there. We do see the BTR now marauding around in the southeastern line. This is definitely going to slow Green 4 down.
It is pretty high up in the sky, but with the trees in the way.
I'm going to quickly look at... what is it? Game mode? No, it's mission variables. Render distance is 800 meters, so maybe... But yeah, from their angle...
Yeah, from
might not be able to spot
it's really
that.
hard to spot with those tall trees. You got to be in the right angle.
They might hear the explosions, though, but we'll see if that changes Green 4's plan to now attack from this flank instead. We do see still see one vehicle going down the MSR right there, but yeah, their original plan of, I think, flanking all the way down to the south is going to be scuffed, and now they're just going to attack from this one area.
They're skirting along the eastern side of the AO, so they're going to try and do a big flank of their own, maybe.
I think they're trying to go there to see if there's any Green 4 guys going down that MSR on the other side.
If they don't find anyone, they know that no one's coming this way. And
yeah,
so
at least they get the data.
Yeah, they can more decidedly commit to a northwestern defense, as we already see a lot of them doing.
Yep. Otherwise, I will continue on. So again, first point for being a better player, run to cover as soon as you hear the gunshots. Don't stay in the open. Number 2, if you are reloading, do not keep yourself out of cover when you do the reload. What you'll often see me do is if I'm on the ground, like behind a rock or something, if I need to reload, like let's say I'm going to my camera, I'm like right here, and I'm shooting at targets over there, I will do this. I will look down because that actually folds my character down to the ground and puts me into cover as I finish my reload, and then I'll look back and keep engaging. Do not reload in the open because that just makes you a target. You don't need to be in the open to reload, and I see so many people screw that up. But be careful. When you reload AT, you are not able to move when you reload AT in Arma 3 because it hates you. So make sure you pull yourself into cover first and then reload your AT, because as soon as you hit that R button, you are unable to cancel it. You aren't able to move. You are pretty much stuck in place. So buyer beware on that. Number 3. I had these in my head and then we started, and now I'm losing them. Don't be afraid to disengage from a firefight. If you think something's too rough, pop smoke and pull back. Try not to use smoke to make an aggressive push. Only use it as a last resort. But
Yeah,
generally smoke is for pulling away from something instead of assaulting, because we saw this especially in, I think, round 2 of NA. One dude with a 240 Bravo was able to stop an entire smoke push by just massacring them as they like walked past the smoke.
Jesus.
It was Vexen just getting double kill after double kill with that 240 Bravo at close range. But if you're in a pickle, always remember you can throw smoke grenades and try to pull back. Just let the smoke billow out first. I've seen too many people like throw the smoke and immediately start moving, and they're still in the open. They'll get their asses kicked. Even though I will say smoke grenades are probably one of the most, if not the most underutilized item in Arma 3, period. Because too many people just, I guess, forget about them, or they get caught up in the firefight, and they generally don't want to disengage. So,
interestingly enough, we do have Jibstyle
I can't
on
remember the
way
others. I'm so
west
sorry.
side, kind of driving around. I thought he was going to go for a bit closer to the airfield, but looks like going to be pulling off here and disembarking his troops. They got a ways to walk, but they're probably going to be that group dedicated to that southern side. Who's a leader for Green 4? Mountain? Yeah, Mountain probably would recognize the northern side as a more
Number 4,
secure
don't talk
area.
about Fight Club.
Assume that they're going to defend there a lot more heavily than the south side.
Another point I'll give, and this is kind of a mixed bag of points, because if you're fighting a group like Papega or Scandi Recon, it gets nullified. But one of the reasons Scandi and Papega are so good is because a lot of groups during PvP or even PvE, as soon as they take contact, they will hunker down and they won't do any maneuvering. Whereas Scandi or Papega will maneuver and flank your position and get right on top of you, or keep some of their guys in force to hold you, and then send a fire team worth or 2 guys or even 1 guy around the side to flank you. And if you are still there when that flanking force get there, you're dead. So don't be afraid.
That's exactly what we saw in that last round, where like we
With
just
Scandi.
saw a couple of them just went really deep into Red 4's lines, trying to break them up and hit them from their flanks and do all this weird stuff that they really shouldn't expect to do or expect to happen.
Maneuvering
that's
is very important in that regard. And there's 2 opposite mindsets there. There's some groups that I've been a part of, especially in Star Sims, where as soon as they take contact, they'll start digging trenches and fortifications and stuff, which will work against, you know, a bunch of AI who don't know how to do maneuvering. They'll just sit and hold. But if you take that type of concept to PvP, you will get your ass kicked every single time by a group like Papega or Scandi, and you will get infuriated by it. So keep that in mind. Fun fact, did you know if you lock a vehicle in Arma 3 on the mission file side, you know how to do that, right?
If it's the way I think I know, yes.
Yeah, so, you know, to prevent players from getting in. So apparently you can bypass that if you shoot someone till they're unconscious, and then you load them into the vehicle.
And then medic them back up inside.
Yeah,
the
you can
vehicle.
medic them inside, or you can, like, just medic them, and then before they wake up, load them, and then they'll still have control of the vehicle.
That's incredibly based.
I learned that hosting for POG the other day, because one of their players like, wait, I have an idea. She shoots him, a guy named Reno, in the back of the head. He falls unconscious, gets loaded in the Vic. He wakes back up, and I'm like, bro, how did you do that? So you can bypass locked vehicles by doing that. Whoever's listening, take that information with a grain of salt. You probably might get in trouble if you do something meta like that, but you know, if you've had enough and you want to fuck shit up, there you go. Have fun with that knowledge, my children.
Arma is such a fucking jank game. I love it so much.
real quick, Zeus in my chat is saying tip number 5, keep sticky notes. That is, we're seeing some shots going out here. That is Warwick firing up. Ooh, they actually just nailed one of the Green 4 guys. That was Daff getting taken out, one of the suppressed shooters, so they spotted him.
Yeah,
Spiky.
He's got his PKP on a SSWT kit, a little tripod here,
Nice.
instead of using the trench there. That's
so he can
impressive.
see over the trenches and fire. That's a really good call. But here's the thing about sticky notes. So I was in a POG op a few weeks ago playing on the ground. We were at the Central Altus airfield and we were engaging, Lingo, the town that begins with an L that's right next to the airfield on the western side.
Sure.
And it has the northern military base on the hill and the small southern military base on the hill with the town in between. So that northern military base, it was like over a click and a half away from us. I think like a click and 800 meters. And it was, it had some Tigrises on it. And we couldn't get our aircraft up. So I took one of the sticky notes I used to write timestamps on for my videos. I then put it under, because we were given the Mark 1 Mod 0 mods, excuse me, so it didn't have the built-in rangefinder, it just had the lines. So I was using the sticky note to line up in my scope of where my rocket was going, and after the third attempt, I was able to make a 1,800 meter rocket shot.
Jeez.
Just by watching like where it would go with the sticky note and then just adjusting my sticky note like on the bottom of my screen. I took a picture of it too, of where that sticky note was, and I was able to get it on the third shot. It was really funny.
That is absolutely insane.
Falcon was with me in that op, and I told him like, yeah, I'm using sticky notes to aim right now too. But Arma is one of those games where when you get to those high levels of play, creativity like that will make or break it for you.
Speaking of creative ideas, Pierce has been driving.
Yeah, I'm
by
watching the
this
BTR.
before.
They deployed Wise back here, and now they're
I don't
just.
think that was a deploy. That was a.
I think a
they were
panic.
low, and yeah, Wise was getting lit up.
See, what's funny though is Wise could now go on the rear of the Green 4 line and take people out as they're forming this really nice battle line here.
They're totally focused on that BTR, but now that it's driven away, they might go and
Yeah, I did show it on camera
just keep,
too.
their heads on a swivel. I
Right.
don't think they think that anyone's up there. That
So
makes
I did
sense.
in that stream too. I took my goat camera and I showed my screen just to show where the sticky note was with my
God.
scope. I do remember that. Thanks for reminding me about
goat
that
camera.
error. The goat camera, I know. It was then the sticky note Moz ranging camera. Don't be afraid to come up with stupid ways to solve questions, because if it's stupid and it works,
Yeah,
then it's not stupid.
So yeah, this Green 4 assault just kind of hasn't happened. They kind of got caught
They're
out
still
by the
setting it
BTR.
up.
They're still setting it up, but also they're kind of like executing it because they've been spotted and they're shooting through the trees.
Here's the thing, though. So I think Opfor was prepping for Green 4 to attack the southern objective first, because look at all the Opfor guys on the southern bunkers. They have these all lined up to engage the airfield. But because Green 4 had an oopsie with their convoy,
And oopsie
and were
whoopsie.
forced to come in on this angle, this is actually the perfect angle to attack this position based off of Opfor's development. And it's just a matter of circumstance. So even though Green 4 had that screw up, had 3 people die to the terrain, and were forced to come in on this vector, it's still now the best one for them to do, because they're going to catch a lot of Op4 forces out of position here. And if they have a breakthrough, they might be able to just completely take this northern objective and then bypass the defensive forces in between, rush to the southern objective, and take this right out from Op4's nose. It's still entirely possible. And that's crazy.
With them being out of position, because you see people like Warwick and Miller here on the western side. They've dug trenches. They're watching this road. But yeah, they have definitely focused on that southern.
Well, I agree with
objective
you, because
to get that
Opfor
over.
obviously has to, put units on a different angle, but that's 2 dudes.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
count the amount of guys in that southern area of this compound,
they're
and look at
gonna
all the
get overrun for
fortifications that have been
sure.
built,
They're going to overrun for sure, but once that is called out and communicated, I totally expect that southern group, at least half of them, to redirect to the northern side. And there are plenty of positions for them to set up, both inside the town, around these buildings, and these kind of perimeter defenses with the trenches.
Right,
You see
Commodore.
more on the northern side, a lot more on the northern side. But yeah, that northwestern approach, I mean, if Green 4 can get into the gate from there, then, they're golden, but that's going to
Wise
be
is
a
getting
bit of a
picked up by the
bottleneck.
BTR.
Yeah,
They
the
went
BTR
back for him.
Oh no. And that BTR breaks down the fence. Or the BRDM for Green 4. or even one of the UAZs, they could very easily create some new entrances.
So I'm really surprised that Greenfor's been kind of holding in the force. I think they've been waiting for the rest of their forces to come up here. That's been giving Opfor a lot of time to do any maneuvering, but Opfor's been pretty stagnant, in all honesty.
Good shot on Warwick there from, I think that was Sholand.
Yep.
Silencing that machine gun. Miller's going to drag him back and try and get him back up, but that is that northwestern side completely silenced. Only a few guns firing back at them, so they should be able to take the initiative and at least push to the tree line. If they did that, push the tree line or to the road, set up a base of fire and start sending groups across into the ditch, just start leapfrogging over into the base, they could really easily get a solid foothold into here, but they need to start moving.
Southern side of this battle line is now being attacked, but it's going to be reinforced soon. This Opfor group's pushed out. They've dug a few fortifications with their E-tool. But I do see some Greenfor bodies on the line here.
Centurion there getting hammered.
I don't know. We're also going to have X-Ray starting to come up on the northern side. They do have, I believe, Greenfor X-Ray here as well. So a spec op on spec op fight. But, I mean, it's Bay and Dooley versus TSB. I don't mean to be mean to my own community, but I think Bay is going to have a nice field day here.
Bit of concern for that northwestern approach from Greenfor is these outliers, Lurch, Patriot, Cosmonaut, hiding here in the tree line. Might be able to catch them as they cross over the road or try and go across the...
Yeah, they're on the top of these roving hills. That does give them a bit of elevation overwatch, but we only have rinse and repeat coming this way.
Yeah, only a few of them. If they want to go for those longer shots, they're going to be a good 400 meters or so. And at that distance, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's going to be mostly suppression and a bit of luck if they
Centurion was being late to pull back with the rest of his force, and he was just shot in the back as he tried to run, as now Greenfor pushes this force. Interestingly enough, I think their main force is going to come in that in-between area, both objectives, where Opfor has dug these fortifications.
Of course.
Why? What is this?
Ooh, Lolo spots out Green Shade here, about in the sticks. Lolo can't get the
quarterback.
kill.
Sorry to hear
Green
he got blown
Shade
up.
takes it back. Tiger now. Tiger, and I think that was Spiky. Nice crossfire there.
Hold up, look at the BTR real quick. BTR has just ambushed, I believe. No, which one's 10 Lopes?
10 Lopes is... Charlie HQ.
BTR have 2 down on top of it.
Yeah,
Opfor dismounted a guy, but he was taken out. So I thought they were going to get a nice ambush on Greenfor, but Greenfor were able to repel that. I think neither unit really understood where either guy was. Sold, who was shot and knocked unconscious, was able to wake back up. But yeah, that BTR has... Koak died, Thomas is dead on it, and Wise is dead on it. So now they're forced to drive through the Greenfor line, but they have a gap.
They got a line, yeah, they got a gap here, so they should be able to get in there, but if they pop a new hole in the fence, then
Rince got knocked out on the northern side by that Opfor defensive line. Wow. It's okay, Daff.
Yeah,
also, Queefs. It's Daff Queefs, right?
I think that's
I keep accidentally calling you Daff Queefs. I'm so
and
sorry.
Now they're back. They're a little bit more protected.
I'm so
but yeah,
sorry.
those guys on top, dead as doornails. This northwestern side, they've gotten a few more reinforcements. Still not enough if Greenfor is able to coordinate an actual assault.
Holy shit, TSB killed Bay.
Oh my god.
So Bay and Green Shade are down. But they were able to take out Tiger and Lolo. So basically trading evenly here. Huh. I guess I should have more faith in my boys then. I was not expecting that, to be perfectly honest. Warwick up only to get knocked out again by 82nd Cab Mimi. Yes, the BTR is able to hold soldiers inside. I don't know why those guys were chilling on top of it.
It's easier to hop in and out of. You know, if you quote unquote in and out of as far as vehicle and armor is concerned, but yeah, inside protects you from bullets, and that's nice.
That is nice.
And so Pierce gonna get those bodies out and make sure that they're actually dead.
Number-wise,
anything they can
Green 4
do.
has slightly more casualties in terms of skull count, but Opfor has a few themselves, so I think Green 4 still has the overall numbers advantage here, but this could still change.
Yeah, Green 4, they're really committing to the southern side. I think they're holding off that northwestern approach and waiting until that south side gets into position,
mods are
which
great.
is a bit ironic because if they push with this group, they should be able to steamroll what little defenses they have. Those reinforcements have since moved to other positions. We have some people moving around on the inside maneuvering, but now there's some machine gun fire.
This round has really just been a lot of longer range engagements compared to what you normally see. A lot of blinking at each other from positions of cover. Now you got that Dishka firing on the south, taking people out.
Yeah, I just saw a couple Green 4 go down. There's Jade trying to get the return shot, but Jens and Bacon there able to defend as Daltus loads another box.
I think Opfor is going to be able to hold Green 4 here. Green 4 has just too loose of a formation, attacking so many different sides at once.
They really should have brought that BRDM down here to support the southern side.
Yeah, BRDM with all this open territory to utilize and attack from range, I think would have been a much better call.
I mean, if they had popped the fence over here...
I know, Daff, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to call you Daff.
Just, wild weasel.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Just do laps across that airfield. Drive-bys, like, cause chaos. Distract Red 4, anything. The only thing they have to fear is really that Dishcom and RPGs, so...
Yeah.
A bit of a shame, but that is how it goes sometimes. Though it is entirely possible that, Red 4 could just snipe that thing with an RPG.
So I want to point something out real quick. We had the guy on the Dishka, Daltus. He was reloading it, but he looked up, which bent his character down. Not all turrets do that, but if you have a turret that can do that and you want to minimize your profile, again, while you're reloading, fold yourself into a way that'll put you in cover so you can't get shot while you're doing that reload. It applies to statics too.
A lot of RHS vehicles have that ability with their turrets.
With especially Humvees, you can look up and that folds your character into the Humvee. Again, doesn't do it for all of them. Cup vehicles don't do it, for example, but RHS ones will let you do it, which is really nice.
Yes.
So basically turn in without actually turning in. You just got to then immediately look down and you can keep shooting. Because it doesn't let you reload the gun if you turn in. And it looks like Warwick got taken out. I believe Miller took his PKP. Yep.
So Green 4 is still getting rebuffed here as they try and advance on the southern side. And might
that Dishka did kind of cut down the forces here.
The southern side is unable
You're going to have to see this force come into reinforce, but...
At this point, Red 4 should be ready for that possibility. So I'm anticipating that to kind of blow up in Green 4's face if they try it now. Yeah. And here's actually that BTR.
Shrimp could still do some damage here. I know he's a pretty good player. That southern side of Green 4, though, is pretty much massacred.
Pierce is dead. The driver of the BTR for Red 4 is dead. It's just naders in the turret. And he just hopped in the driver's seat there.
Yeah, he's trying to get away.
And is running over Pierce's body. It's actually
Tiger, you guys did pretty well. I mean,
there.
you killed freaking T5 Bay and... Well, he's called Bayans now because he's not in the group that gave him the T5 name originally. Technician, I believe, is what the T stood for.
Try and get back.
You did pretty well. I thought he was going to murder you all, but you got him. Good job. Good security.
Lots of smokes now going off on the northern objective.
Wonder who's going to win, Blam or Sharp on that southern objective.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little 1v1.
I'm not sure if you killed Bay, but someone killed Bay.
It's going to be Blam because they got the Binox out. They're trying to do recon. And I think might have just spotted Sharp as I said that.
So this is Bay's body. Green Shade died a little further over there. So whoever was really close to you guys, that was Bay. So we had Maz try to aggressively push across the road. He got taken out, though. But we are starting to see an Opfor counterattack. Maz wakes back up only to be shot and a grenade blowing up in his face, knocking him back out.
Man, just so many casualties here for Green 4 on the south side.
And what's weird is we still have this one group on the rear. They haven't pushed up to reinforce. Instead, they're now engaging across the airfield, I guess firing at Sharp. I see some of these windows blown out, but...
I mean, all that's doing is drawing more attention to the southern side. If Sharp is saying that, hey, there's more in the back line who are shooting at me, that's just going to draw more attention to this southern group. And yeah, we see Anderson now, Cyrus, Bridges, and Loki trying to assist with that factory building. And yeah, that's just getting their comrades killed just quicker. And again, that northwestern side just waiting to do something, anything.
Numbers-wise, I think it's still pretty even, if not slightly still in Green 4's favor, but positioning-wise, Jacob getting knocked out as he now crosses by Shrimp. Of course, it's Shrimp getting the knockouts here. I do like that Opfor. Opfor is trying to do counterattacks here, but it's not worth the risk, in my opinion. They just got to stay on the defensive. Jacob wakes back up. I guess it's Jake B, technically. Mountain, I think, sees him, though, or at least saw his arm go up.
Might do some damage to Mountain. No, that shrapnel goes right above his head.
Yeah, Patriot doing a flank, too. He's going to run right into Eric.
I don't think the counterattack was really that bad of an idea. They definitely could tell that they scored some casualties. And to be fair, this firefight has been going for a while, so I feel like Red 4 there. They kept some people back there. We see Jens, Bacon, and Dalton still there on that dishcom as the other guys pushed out. So they thought it through. It was just, definitely a bit of a gamble, and it did not pay off for them.
I think Green 4, because of that little tossle, again, they had to deploy this angle. This angle was the best angle they could have done based off of where Opfor was, but the northern half of Green 4's attacking before the southern half was able to come in, allowed for Opfor to redeploy some of their units and take more internal positions as, Warwick and Miller just fired and hit some of the preliminary forces on the Green 4 side, and that allowed Opfor to shift everything to make a proper defensive line against this force. Is that X-ray firing?
Yeah, it's Chow with the ASL.
Chow's really good.
9 by 39, taking down, I think, 2. No, taking down 1.
Just knocking Lee.
But Herb and Carlson have no idea where the fire is coming from. Herb very heavily wounded. Lee waking back up. Carlson wounded as well. So they're all hurting and not knowing where that fire is coming from. That's subsonic. Really well suppressed ASL.
Mountain just spotted Jacob and headshotted him. Ouch.
And some more shots on Carlson. I think he actually heard where it was coming from, but he's dead. He's getting lit up now. Herb trying to find the shooter.
This is where I was saying that that AS Val is going to be doing great work in these closer ranges, and Chow is showing it.
I mean, this is, I wouldn't even say this is close. This is pretty
but the BTR gunner found him and took him out.
Yeah, 760 by 54 and an armored turret does beat 9 by 39. Very nicely done by the BRDM, but at a price.
Yeah, we got Dooley coming around too. I mean, if Opfor trades 2 for 1 in every firefight now, they're gonna win.
Yeah, and look at this
TSB, I think, went all the way over here. They're a little out of position now at this point,
looking at this way, along with Rave Master there on a dishcom. Chadwick Bossman supporting with a GP. Like, they are really well coordinated.
Shrimp finds Patriot, and Shrimp is able to fry Patriot's rice.
Very nice.
Blam still marauding around on the southern side, just not wanting to push into Sharp's position, thinking there's more targets out there. And Sharp, I think that's a marksman rifle firing. Yeah, that's an SVD, so he's trying to pick off people from range. Now we have a bit of a lull again as Opfor doesn't have a lot left on the board. We got Cosman on the outside. Norris might be able to get behind him. Another heavy hitter here.
Redford's been getting some kills on that northwestern side and
he has
completely
an FN mag.
undermining any kind of
Norris
assault that they might
God's
now do.
work with machine
Eagle
guns.
and Oda up here on the north, but they're going to be pretty much all that's there. You do have Norris there right on the other side of the hill.
Norris has a machine gun. That's his preferred role. That's where he does his magic.
Yeah, and Cosmo here just with an AK-74 and a GP. So Norris, if
TSB on extract,
he gets wind of Cosmonaut's position.
TSB took out Bay. Nothing else matters.
talking or just spotting him.
Done. Norris is looking in this direction. Oh, but he looks away. His head was turned, but I guess he didn't see him.
No, it does blend in really well. That EMR camo and that kind of darker Gorka. Very nice.
I think Norris is going to be able to sneak in here because no one else is really looking in this direction. They're committed to Green 4 coming from this angle. Now we have TSB also coming in. With suppressed weapons, that could do really well, but we got Daedalus, Jens, and Bacon pushing back. They might check this forested area back here or just get on these fortifications.
Yeah, I think they're ceding a bit of ground to try and consolidate their forces a bit. Ooh. Yeah, they're coming back up here to this plank. Yeah, they built
Norris looked up at Cosmonaut, but there was a rock in the way, and I don't think he saw him. He's going to continue to move in.
So Daltas, Bacon, and Jens all getting back into the base. I really like this system they made. Just out of the way, way in the back line. They made 2 planks. 1 to leave, 1 to come in.
Hey, if it works, it works. Now, Green Force still have the BRDM. Could do some good work with it. We got Miller firing at Oda here. He quickly gets behind the rock to hug it. He's firing now up at Sacramento. Dooley has his handgun out. We've seen, so I think that T-5000 could actually shoot people out at the BRDM, because we saw a T-5000 shoot a driver out of a BTR the other day.
Well, yeah, BRDM would be about the same. We do have Norris inside.
BRDM is even more
northeast
slightly
side.
armored, though. I want to see if Dooley will actually snipe something out. I don't think he will, because he just doesn't have that meta knowledge, but I think he could snipe the crew out of that BRDM.
Here comes Norris approaching that BTR. Ravemaster. Norris spots in, but Ravemaster doesn't notice. Great shot onto a Ravemaster there.
Nader's turning around with the gun, checking his rear. There's a lot of dead Opfor guys here. There's 3. Norris didn't get all of them.
No, he couldn't have. It was just the one.
Yeah, it's weird that there's 3 dead. Like, how did the other 2 die at, in this specific spot?
I think they got pulled out of the BTR. They're the guys on top.
Yeah, quite possibly. Norris now going for a pickoff on Doubt. Is able to get some hits, but otherwise nothing serious there. Wiki now on some fortifications, but he's looking the wrong way. I guess he thinks that that's friendly forces shooting. You got Bacon running over here. Norris doing a reload.
Dooley coming up on the back of the BRDM. He's right up next to it.
He's checking bodies for AT. Or explosives. Anything that could help him take that BR.
Anything. Even a
Anything could work.
charge.
Yeah, no, a satchel would be the perfect thing there.
Oh, yeah.
Norris, I think, heard Bacon pushing over. Some grenades are thrown. Bacon's forced to pull back. Ooh, Daltis. If Norris looks left, he'll spot Daltis here. He does not, though. Okay. Might spot Bacon doing medical. Bacon might spot him
Oh, yeah, he's
through the
looking that
bush. Nope, Norris spots him.
Visor.
Now is Daltis going to turn around? Nope, Norris is going to walk right on top of him. Norris, look left.
No.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, Daltis completely unaware, and so is Jens. I think Jens might be looking for him, but doesn't know why he's not hailing, and Norris
Herb's
gets away
pulled
with
away from the BRDM. I'm still occasionally checking that out. Norris spotting Wheaton. Tries to pick him off. Is unable to get the angle. Now Bridges is firing back.
And neither can really land their shots.
That's Bridges, but Jens comes up and knocks him out in the rear.
There you go.
Dooley pulling away, quickly goes prone. Still on the hunt for some AT.
Yeah, Bridges down up there. He might need some medical attention.
We got TSB fulling him, but Greenford doesn't have a lot of numbers remaining. Blam's still not wanting to push into that AO on his own. I really don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to be cheeky, looking for angles to pick off anyone in there. But if you haven't seen anyone in there... No, he's looking north. Go for the objective then if you're there and there's, like, nothing there. Like, what do you have to lose at that point?
Dooley is still searching bodies, looking for some kind of AT to take out of the
Cosmonaut,
BRDM.
I think, just took somebody out. He's now pulling away. Or it was fire up from Charlie HQ. This is Opfor's game to lose at this point.
I think so as well. Southern Objective could still get taken. It's literally 50-50 between Sharp and Blom. We do have Iander on the way as well, I think, to make it a 2-on-1, or just to make sure the guy has some
Bacon was
backup.
not yelling. That's cute.
Yeah, on this north side, this north objective, again, just death by 1,000 cuts for Greenford. They waited way too long.
A lot of shooting up on Vagrant's position.
Really were relying on that thing.
AT coming up to the BRDM. It's a short now.
When it just didn't. Here's some rockets going out, and that BTR is kind of panicking.
Spiky got Kabaya back up. Cosmonaut still potentially marauding up here. I think he's checking the body.
Actually, those are rockets going to Greenford's BRDM.
Takes it out.
On fire. Cholt on fire as well. Cholt's going to try and bandage the flames, but...
Yeah, but Dooley hears him screaming and snipes him.
Misery.
Puts him out of his misery. I love it.
Oh, man, that was a great rocket, too. That was someone up on top of here. I think that was Wheaton. Yeah, he's got the RPG-42, so that would have been a... Let's see.
Let's see if Iander can take Blam and cover that southern
250
objective. Iander
meter
has
shot.
AT, so he would be able to destroy the cache if they find it.
Yeah, 250 meters. Not bad at all.
I still think it's Opfor's game to lose, even though the numbers are pretty even. There's just more cohesion on Opfor's side.
especially
Spiky
with
just
the
got a
BRDM
great
as well.
pick off on Wiki, not Wiki, but the person behind him towards the west. But now you hear Cosmonaut firing on the rear, hits at Kabaya. Kabaya immediately going prone. I will say, if you get crippled and you're unable to run, the best thing you can do at that point is go prone and try to take out your shooter. Kabaya is now playing dead. That's cute.
That is also... Oh, with the double tap. Oh, but Cosmonaut buys it. And Kabaya now is in a good position, but is going to wait a little while longer before they heal, I think.
Yep.
And actually, if you look to Kabaya's left, there's a little package there that I don't think Kabaya is quite aware of.
If that goes off, he's dead. Then again, I've seen weird physics with the explosive charges, so I don't know.
I doubt that that's on a timer. And some team killing.
Sacramento sniped
Domi.
Spiky.
Same squad, too.
What? No.
No, wait. No.
No, different.
Different squad. I saw the suppress
But he has one of the suppressed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said that. So, but
What
he's
the
not
hell?
vehicle crew. But no, yeah, Spiky's just dead. And I think he realized that and went,
Entrance
fuck.
to the ATC tower on that objective. Let me guess, you have something, which is weird because you shouldn't have an explosive on it. Is there a mine?
Oh, and some more confirmation shots from Cosmonaut.
Yeah, they put a
takes
mine.
him down. Lopez.
That blends in really well,
With
actually.
that magnified optic in the turret, able to
Ah,
spot
it's
him
nice.
out.
Hey, if you look at the southern objective, at the doorway of the ATC tower, there's a tripwire mine on it. Someone named Lunar Barbarian _ came in to tell me that. But it looks like they found Iander and Blam. Blam just got knocked unconscious. I guess bled out, fighting Sharp. So we'll see who wakes up. And I guess Iander is going to go check the custom building.
Julie. Grenade right in his face.
Oh, and he goes off. Yep, that was Herb taking him out. Here, real quick, I want to see if Iander doesn't trip the mine.
He steps over it.
Yeah, he steps over it because the elevation of the step makes him step over it as well. And he just... Did he just use an HE round to take a cash out?
And it didn't take it out even.
Yeah, because
And the
they
cash
won't.
is
You have to
still
use an AT round. You...
Oh my god.
I mean, if the mine doesn't work, the HE round I... Oh, hey.
What? Hey, no.
And he fails his wake-up check.
Nope.
Oh.
He almost got up.
Bellend.
He, like, stood up for a second and went, nope.
Oh, you freaking...
Now, Blom needs to come up here and check up on his dear buddy, Iander.
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
so
way.
Blom could, I guess, still get it. But again, the
could.
northern cache, I don't think Green Force is going to be able to get in there. They've got a lot of forces trickling in, but it just has no cohesion.
12 minutes left.
Iander's too
Yeah,
tired
Green
and
Force.
drunk to think properly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going to
he's-
go with.
I mean...
Shepard doing his best to fire while under fire, and he gets picked off by Anderson on the right flank.
I'm honestly surprised that building did not
That was basically Green Force in a
collapse, but
nutshell,
it is
yeah.
the objective building, so usually those are ticked to invincible, so that doesn't happen.
The easiest way to tell is look at the glass of the building. The glass is all shot out, so it's not. It is
true.
destructible. So
True.
I still can't believe Iander used an HE round. HE will not
Yeah.
blow stuff up. It'll just fragment and hurt. And yeah, he
He's
killed
gonna lose
himself
his
with his own
rocket
fragmentation.
privileges.
Good God. So Blam, I mean, once he's done medicating and panicking, I think he thinks that Iander got hit by someone in the objective, which is why he's unconscious. So he's going to be super slow to do anything. But now we have Shrimp pushing in.
Yeah, got Anderson
Yep.
in the rocks there, so he's pushed in.
Checking to
inside
see if
the
that building's enterable. It's not, but Shrimp, I think, is one of the last few chances Green 4 has. No offense to the rest of Green 4 here, but Shrimp has constantly proved himself as a really good PvPer with CQC. So I think they'll be able to do it. Wheaton, I think, just got a pick off on the northern side. Not sure if he was just shooting at emptiness or just knocked someone out, and I didn't see the triangle originally, but...
And so Shrimp knows that the cache is somewhere inside this circle, but there are 3 buildings there, and does not know which one it is.
No, fragmentation did not
he's
set
gonna
off
have to
the
get
mine.
lucky
The mine
and-
is still there.
Well, he's got a 33% chance.
So the reason
for a first
for it
building,
is, look at the
based on where
tripwire,
he's
it's
coming in, if
going
he checks those warehouses first, then that office
slightly
building is
into the
probably gonna be
ground,
last.
but yeah,
We
I
do
think
have
the step
Sacramento
of that
now
is
fighting
allowing
Cosmonaut.
him to step
Cosmonaut
over
getting
it.
red
but
on red by, I think it's Vagrant up there, maybe Hive Noon or someone.
Sacramento coming up and gets taken out as he also receives flank fire from Wiki.
Nice. Well done. Another green forward player down.
If they slow walk it, they'll trip it, but I think by going at a normal speed...
Anders still down. Blom
yeah, he's
still...
uncon locked. Blom thinks there's bad guys in there, which is why he's being incredibly cautious to move in there.
I'm sure he's like...
And Anders bled out. No, he disconnects.
Well...
Yeah, well, yeah. He knew he wasn't getting
disconnects
saved.
from life. But yeah, Blom is going to see Anders' body, and I'm sure it's going to be kind of spooked. So... but yeah, I'm sure he's got nades. He actually has his stock folded on his M70 or M792, whatever the fuck it's called. So
that's a good call to use it for CQC. Basically, it lowers. Actually, no, it doesn't. In Arma, it doesn't lower the front profile of it. So I don't think there's a point in folding the stock, but I could be wrong.
Only thing I can think of is be like
Shrimp knows there's someone up there. Still bleeding a little bit. You got the UAZ Dishka gunned by Hamad here. He's now trying to pick off people on the rooftop. Actually, he did get a kill. Look at the, not the rooftop, but the top story of the office building above the stairwell. He, look at where he's shooting. He actually killed a guy right there. That might have been Vagrant.
Nice shot. Yeah, that
was Vagrant. Yep, because he was chilling up there the entire time. So that's Opfor ground command dead. Blam's still being incredibly cautious. I love the ingenuity he's having, but now he's focusing north instead of the actual building. But he's doing everything he can to scout this out. I'm going to laugh if he takes this slow and he strips the tripwire mine. I will laugh my ass off.
Because he's going to be looking inside of it. He's not going to be worrying about the steps. I'm calling it. He's going to have to blow that fucking thing up.
He'll just take Anders AT and take the shot.
But
look, he's trying every single way to find the guy that killed Iander, not realize Iander killed himself.
If I lay on my side, maybe I can see him from...
Oh my god. Yeah, so there are some weapons, especially in the RHS mod, where you can fold the stock with
yeah,
keybind.
That's an RHS feature.
There may be a small chance you've got to arm the mime. So this is armed because you have the tripwire thing out here. If you didn't arm it, it would be tipped over because it has physics, but once you arm it, it glues itself to the surface. So I believe this is armed.
Yeah,
it's just because it's so close to a step, I think players are stepping over it on the first step without actually tripping it.
It is also completely possible that Falcon just desynced through it, and the game didn't. They never got a tick where he was.
Valtis found Lopez and just double tapped him after getting quite a few shots on him. Shrimp still in the AO, but Green4's number is thin. 8 minutes left on the clock. Again, just with that lack of cohesion.
Hamad or Eagle are going to be the Hail Marys here with those explosives that they have. As long as Hamad reloads AT in there, should be good. But
Shrimp throwing grenades up, or Wheaton's throwing grenades down, maybe because he heard Shrimp. Shrimp now trying to climb the ladders here, but that ladder isn't going to go up to that second area, which is where he wants to go. But that might put him in grenade range.
Blum is now down from the hangar. He's now approaching from the western side.
I get the caution. I really do, but...
It's just funny to see because we know that there's no one in there.
Yeah.
He's playing a horror game. We're playing a comedy.
Now he's breaching. Oh. It's a tripwire mine. I am now going to put the stock back on my gun. I am ready. I don't know why he did that when he breached in thinking this building's filled with baddies. Like, that's something you don't want to do. Now I'm going to put my gun away.
So what it is...
Now I've re-equipped my gun.
The default keybind for putting the stock away is Control-C, which is the same keybind as doing a slow walk. So I think his movement was just a little fucked up.
A tripwire mine. I should be careful.
I think he just noticed it, actually.
I'm now going to jump out the window. Blam is my spirit animal right now. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
Oh, and he's looking up at the window, so he's not going to see...
Grenade! How did you get it? What? That's an achievement in of itself. Did he get it into that corner too? Now, they'll never expect me climbing up the outside of the building.
I just want some Red 4 guy to snipe him.
I will kill them all.
Cooking off, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shrimp just fried Wheaton's rice.
Yep, fuck you, I was going to say that.
Wheaton came down and Shrimp waited him out, and that BTR is cooking. All right, Blom has now entered the compound.
He knows
Where are they?
Oh, no.
I will find those Opfor guys that killed Iander.
I mean,
Surely
he's
someone
going-
like
he
Iander would
did
not be
this-
able to kill himself.
did this really
Hey,
well.
Pigeon Hunter, thanks for the op. The cash.
No one under the stairs.
I
It's
found it. Now what do I do with it? Iander died right there. Who killed Iander?
He should
I will
see
now
that
come
RPG.
out.
That tube is... Oh, come on.
I told you, yeah, that tripwire, because he's over it. This AT is missing a round. Perhaps Iander killed himself with the round. That would be weird.
Now he needs to do the same and kill himself as well.
I have a regular rocket. I have destroyed the cache, and now I shall run.
Still didn't trip the trip.
And he
wire
still hurt
back.
himself too with the freaking.
Yeah, either the back blast or something.
No, he just hurt himself because he was still within proximity of the explosion.
I've had the back blast from rocket launchers and RHS
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah,
hit me from
it gets pretty
ridiculously
massive
far.
sometimes.
Ridiculously far, both in angle and in distance. So I wouldn't be surprised if it like bounced off the wall or the tree or something and hurt him.
4 minutes. Shrimp, I don't think he's in clutch range at this point, which granted, a lot of Opfor's out of position of this AO itself. If Shrimp were to push north, he'll probably be able to bypass a lot of Opfor. It's really just up to Schnuffles here.
Yeah, Schnuffles
maybe
here.
Shrimp and Haman can get up here. Warwick
Schnuffles
now
has a GP,
blindly
which is also
firing at
good.
some bodies, at least what he thinks he sees.
Shrimp and Hamad here on the south side, they've really been
Grab,
doing
I think, is
work.
coming in to pick Blam up, and then just going to drive, like, blindly into the AO.
So is Nader still alive? I think he is.
Yes, he left the BTR and he got back in. He's in a crew spot right now. He just switched seats.
Yeah,
Now he's in the
so-
commander seat on the right.
Yeah, so he's using that periscope to look around and keep track of his surroundings. He's gonna. It looks like he's gonna wait for the right time
3
to
minutes.
hop out. He's got a satchel charge primed in his grenade spot. You can see that if you observe him. Oh, and he pops out.
It's going to be a time victory.
I think so.
Green 4 just doesn't have the aggression. And based off of the distance they have to travel, where they're looking right now, how they're acting with 3 minutes remaining, it's not panicked enough for them to potentially get up to this position. Now, overtime might... Oops, sorry, put my night vision on. Overtime might kick in if they get into the red zone. But Schnuffles just got taken out because he got caught in the open. If Shrimp gets up there, he's playing way too cautiously right now.
Naders takes down right in front of Hamad, but Hamad doesn't see him. Naders
Yeah.
takes down Hamad through the bush, and it is all up to Shrimp. We do have.
I
yeah,
could
Blam and
see
Grab.
Blam and Grab pulling into that AO last second, dismounting, maybe getting super lucky. I don't think Blam looted any additional AT, though. Yeah, tunnel
Shrimp is trying to get
vision's
some
a bitch.
GPs into the office complex, but no one is really up there.
Here
He's
we
getting
go. Dishka
Wait,
Drive.
He did hurt Ryu there, I think.
Why did you go off-road?
And
What?
he ran into the trench and over the trench. And
Oh, I just saw Cosmonaut get headshot.
Oh!
Did he just kill him and then he still gets run over by the Vic?
Yes.
Are... That's
Oh,
amazing.
That was amazing.
That's
And
amazing.
That's not against the rules because he was dead. He had no
Because he's
control over the
dead,
car.
he's got no control of the car. If
Miller's
you
just
shoot him and he
fucking-
swerves.
Just got his fucking ribs collapse into his rib cage, with his fucking lungs.
Oh,
Oh my god.
brilliant. 2 minutes remaining. It's just down to Shrimp. Yeah, no, it is literally just down to Shrimp. He's not going to play this aggressively enough to make it there, though.
Nope.
He just got another kill on someone.
So it's
On
just
the,
high noon in the target building.
The second
to be fair.
top story.
He's gonna have to deal with naders if he wants to try and cross.
54 seconds.
Oh shit!
No.
It's just all he has to do is get across the street and into the zone. From
I'm
there,
not sure if that'll
overtime takes
trigger
over.
overtime, though. And
It
even then,
should.
Shrimp doesn't have anything. He has no choice but to blindly run in, but he's not showing that aggression.
Grenades, anything, as long as it's even bullets, you can still mag dump it. There's got to be dead bodies inside that building.
Yeah, they banned the Vic. 30 seconds.
And Nader's just looking over this way. No, he's looking the other way. He's
Shrimp
checking
spots Naders. Takes him out. Now, if he
20
beelines
seconds.
into the zone, he might trigger overtime.
Pops a fresh mag. Cosmonaut and Wiki, they're not too cognizant of it.
Shrimp,
Just
come
got-
on. 10 seconds. No, buddy, go. Go. Go.
Oh no.
Go. Trigger the overtime. Ah, he just got spotted.
Yep,
Gets
wait.
the kill. Come on. Oh,
3,
nah, it's too late.
1. Shrimp. He stayed in the pan too long.
Wait.
He got overcooked.
Wait. They didn't... It didn't... They're giving him the overtime. They're giving him the overtime. 1v5. It's OT. Oh my god.
It's possible.
The admins decided they're triggering overtime here.
And now they're starting to collapse. Wikisend coming from the rear.
Shrimp
gets-
folds around at the right freaking moment. There's an explosive satchel right. Who put this down? Dead it.
That had to have been whoever was here. Naders.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Naders had that satchel charge, so he absolutely put it down. Either on a clock or on a timer.
Wiki
I don't
might
know.
catch Shrimp. No. Shrimp's able to get behind at the last second. No way. Clutcher kick 1v5. Shrimp bleeding.
He's still bleeding. Yeah, he needs to find medical on somebody, but that's a risky play.
Shrimp get into a fight with Gas. Chad Bar.
Gets one.
Cosmonaut's going to be on the flank, though. I think it's over. Nope. Cosmonaut doesn't commit.
He's playing it static.
I
Yeah.
don't,
Oh, the
Wretched, I don't think this is an
timing!
admin
The
fail.
timing!
This is literally why we have overtime.
Oh, and he gets caught up.
Oh,
by
and he gets
Hive
picked up by
Noon.
Hive Noon as he saved him. All right. All right. That was a
what a
great,
great
that was a
effort.
great system.
Great effort.
Oh, man. He was close enough for the admins to consider overtime. It was close. Shrimp
was close
would be
enough.
one of the
It-
few
it
people to be
wasn't
able to do
impossible.
something like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he really had a chance, especially with the kills he was getting both.
Got it
really
down to
close
3.
and at range.
With iron sights, too. I mean, that's a great call.
Iron
Very
sights
close
on
game
a
there.
Yugoslavian export copy of a fucking AK. Cheers to that. That
All
deserves
right,
a
paying out
toast.
prediction. Opfor barely winning that. All right, I'm going to go ahead, end my stream, go edit videos. We'll be back, I think, Sunday. Because
Yes.
Saturday is the second day of Bloodwayne's birthday party.
Oh.
What do you... No, shut up. But anyway, nothing lewd, you little shit. But I'm going to go
yeah,
ahead
okay.
and
How big is
raid
a
Barb
dragon
so
dildo
you can
got her?
watch him cover round 3. I'm going to go ahead, edit videos, and build up my front log.
Yeah,
Maybe
go
a
ahead.
late night random Deep Rock stream if I get ahead of my front log there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.
Deep
Go operate
Rock?
operationally. Enjoy the Deep Rock Galactic retard.
Deep
Go operate
Rock Galactic?
operationally. Enjoy the rest of the day or night. Cheers. Have a good one.
Love you, Liru.
Love you too, buddy.